We Real Reels. Welcome to Real Reels, where we review old movies, talk about our lives, and drink a little bit in the process. It's three brothers deciding if nostalgia can keep these movies in our good graces or if they fall flat. I'm your host, Panda Brandon, and with me is my two brothers. First up, the Polar Devin. And the Grizzly Xavier.
What up, what up?
Now, we are not film experts, so you might not hear a lot about cinematography or the geography of the scene.
Yes.
But you will know exactly what we mean, because we are just a bunch of dummies. Yeah. A little disclaimer before we begin. This podcast does contain spoilers, and we will be discussing the movie at length. This is an explicit podcast, so be prepared for harsh language and awkward situations. All sound clips, music, and trailers are used for review purposes only, and they belong to their respective owners. So, let's begin by introducing ourselves, and we're going to start off with the oldest, Grizzly Xavier.
What up, y'all? My name is Xavier. I'm a grizzly bear, and the biggest, the strongest, the blackest of grizzly bears here, or bears here. I love you guys, but hey.
And then next up, the Polar Devin.
What's up, everybody? I don't agree with Xavier's goofy intro of him being the best. The Polar Bear is definitely the best. The spokesman for Coca-Cola for how many years? Grizzly Bears haven't done anything. We're famous.
We're drinking Pepsi right now.
Now, speaking of drinking, we do always select a different kind of drink for each podcast we do, for each movie review we do. Polar, this is your decision, so why don't you tell them a little bit about what you brought us today?
I brought the new Proper 12 Irish Apple, Conor McGregor's old whiskey. You fucking nun. You'll do nothing.
And it's all right, man. It's not too bad. It's not too harsh on you, as long as it's cooled, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It was rough when it was hot.
We do a couple segments here. Like I said, we do talk about our lives a little bit, but we also get into the movies. And the first segment we do is called What Are You Doing? And what are you going to do? And then in this segment, we simply talk about what we've done for the past month and what we plan on doing for the next month. So let's go ahead and dive on into what are you doing? What are you going to do?
Hey, watch it, pal. What have you been doing? What are you gonna do, huh?
All right, we're going to start off with you, old Grizzly. What'd you do the past month, man?
Well, this past month, what we did was we actually started a group for what I've been worried about this last few months. Last podcast you did, my life podcast, we started a workout group where I think we all just encourage each other to hit workout goals. And that's something I always wanted to do anyway, because I'm at the heaviest I've ever been. I started off whenever we did the last one, the little test podcast we did, I was at 295 pounds, 94 pounds. And since then, I've been working out constantly for the past month. And so far, I've only, not only, but I think it's a good, start. I lost 20 pounds. Mm-hmm. I'm at 176. Close enough. I got it 20.
Oh, you went to 176. That's like 120 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Damn. My bad.
Well,
I'm at 276. Yeah.
With the hydroxycut.
Yeah, but I want to keep it going. You guys encourage me. Hopefully I encourage y'all, because I'm the biggest one in that whole group that we're in. So as long as I'm hopefully losing weight, y'all want to keep pushing and get your goals. But other than that, I think about a few weeks ago, Tennessee just delayed turkey hunting by 2 weeks. And so I went tried to go turkey hunting a week ago, and it went horrible. The people that I brought was loud as fuck. It was bad, man. Some dude brought his girlfriend, and she got a switch, and she was just popping everything just on the.
Wait, like a whip?
Just a whip, just hitting weeds and trees, just scaring all the fucking turkeys away. And I had a little turkey call, just trying to, because I had your shotgun, which fucked up my shoulder, by the way. But
that's a man's weapon.
The Caltech?
Yeah.
We just walked around, probably 60 acres, I think is what we did. I went to the pond. I walked around. I tried to go to the other part. Didn't see anything, bro. Didn't hear anything, because this bitch was sitting there.
Indiana Jones Jr.
Man, it was pissing me off. I was just like, dude, just make her wait in the damn car. But it was something I never did before, something I always wanted to do. I didn't get nothing this time, but next time I'm bringing you, Devin.
I'm not going if there's a
no. It's just gonna be me and you, and we're gonna try to deer hunt.
I thought you were gonna say she was she planning on using that whip on a turkey? Like, you brought a gun? Was that her weapon of choice?
Everybody else had a weapon except for her.
She had a whip. She's gonna whip the shit out of a turkey.
I don't know. I just know it pissed me off, so I told her like just stop doing that. We're trying to draw a turkey out.
No, you should have let her and just got your phones ready. That would have been a hilarious video of her out there trying to whip a turkey. Turkey would fuck her up.
We didn't see shit anyway, so it's fine. But next time I go to that land, it'll hopefully be to kill a deer and eat it.
Dick Cheney'd her. Wasn't he the one who shot that guy in the back?
Yeah, I ain't doing that shit.
It was an accident. I'm sure it was.
But hopefully we'll get your pop-up tent out and we can, look both ways to where the land intersects and shoot something. But I think that's it. I think last time we talked, did I have car problems last time?
Did you have who?
Car problem?
No, you just got the Murano or the.
Oh yeah. So I got the Murano back. Yeah. It's doing real good.
Yeah.
So I don't have to drive the truck. So hopefully later when I want to sell it, which I doubt I will, probably get a newer one. I don't know. I can do that because it'll have way less miles because I'm only driving the Murano now.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's all right. That sounds like an eventful month for you, Zay.
Yeah.
What are you planning on doing next month?
Next month, let's keep this workout thing going. I'm gonna try to go out for a lead position for my job. Mm-hmm. They have one open, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to put in for it. Hopefully it'll be the same shift, and if it is, I'll do it and I can get more money because Cade another $2 raise.
Oh shit!
Damn.
And then this will give me a $3 raise.
He's on paying motherfuckers, ain't he?
Hey, I'm telling you.
Try to keep
got a
it.
choice.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, let's move on to you, Polar Man. What have you done the past month?
I haven't done shit. Been drinking, playing Tiger Woods PGA 23, chasing the golf dream virtually, not in real life. I did play golf a couple of weeks ago in the pouring fucking rain. It said 5% chance. So we were all like, yeah, let's go out there, dude. And we show up and it was nice. Sun wasn't out yet, it was early. And dude, we hit first hole. We go to the green to putt and it just unloads for 30 minutes straight, just downpour. I was pissed. Other than that, yeah, I've just been drinking, having some fun. I went and played disc golf in Mississippi Tuesday actually. Mississippi is a wild place. Okay, if you've never been, fuck that place. Them people are different. I was playing disc golf and there's one hole where they're one side's woods, the other side's a reservoir, like a lake. And it goes in, that water looks sketchy. Group of 4 was in front of me and one of them threw their disc in the water. So I was like, I'll play through. Throw my frisbee, they're getting in the water and these dudes are just like, it's nothing. I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, man, that'd be crazy if there was an alligator in there. I look over, there's a fucking alligator. Like a 5-foot alligator, 10 feet from this dude. And I was like, hey man, there's an alligator right there. And he goes, oh, it's okay. I've been chased out of here before. And I'm like, what? What's wrong with you? That was like a $14 frisbee. But yeah, that was wild. Yeah, I ain't been doing nothing. Swimming in the pool, shooting blackbirds. We got a pool installed and we found out real quick that blackbirds are fucking assholes. They have this weird defensive thing where they see their reflection in the pool and they will shit in the pool. It's like a territory thing. They're trying to mark the pool as theirs. So they will literally shit on the ground, pick it up with their mouths and fly over and drop it in the water. They've been dropping their babies and stuff, dude. It is the weirdest thing. They dropped a baby bird on the side of the pool. It was just sitting not an egg, a baby bird. No feathers, nothing. I was like, this is weird, man. And then Scott, I came home one day and Scott, my father-in-law, he had a 20-foot piece of wood and he was just up in the trees trying to knock out their nests. He's out there shooting up and down the fence line with a BB gun trying to shoot them. So we bought BB guns and we have been tagging blackbirds. I'm telling Brandon one crazy quick story too was Dylan, psycho neighbor, I found out. He shot a blackbird and it didn't kill it and just wounded it. And it was hobbling around in his yard and he runs across the street full sprint, Rambo style, and just grabs this blackbird and snaps its neck. I was like, yep, something wrong with him.
God dang.
Yep, that's what I've been doing.
Well, that's all right. What are you planning on doing next month?
Not drinking a lot. I just hurt my foot this weekend, so hopefully it's not too bad. But I'm probably going to play a whole lot of disc golf if I can, and then hopefully get some fishing in if the weather allows. But the weather's been the problem. It's raining so much or cold. Probably those things.
What I've been doing the past month, at least, I've been watching a lot of movies. Mm-hmm. I've gone to see Pope's Exorcist.
Yeah, I seen that with you.
Was it good?
It was all right. Okay. It got a little weird, real supernatural at the end. Kind of, it went from the realistic to super real unrealistic, but it was okay. Yeah, I think Russell Crowe did his thing. I think he did his job in there.
There's a lot of comedic stuff in there. It's pretty. I like.
Oh yeah, at least for Sam, she thought that shit was just so funny. No.
Oh, it's not a comedy.
No. He was just riding his little scooter to the place, and he's so fat, and she was just like. She's the only one laughing in the theater. I'm like, what is so funny. Isn't that funny? But yeah, it was an alright movie. I watched that. I watched Evil Dead Rise.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Yeah, that one was crazy. We watched Sisu, which was very good. And then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which was amazing. Which I think that's another trilogy added to where all three of them were great. All three movies were off the chain, just like Lord of the Rings or The Matrix or Rush Hour. It's up there with those.
Yeah, I like that.
2 wasn't all that, but...
Man, fuck you.
I finished Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the novel, and I started The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, which is the book after that one. Started working out again, as we discussed, and I did something. I'm a problem solver. I like to just try to, if somebody presents me with a problem, I want to try to solve it, even if it has nothing to do with me. But Sam's Instagram got hacked. Don't know by who or for what reason, but her Instagram got hacked. They changed the recovery email and the recovery phone number.
Damn.
Yeah, they just took it over. They didn't add no pictures, post anything. They switched it from private to public. That's about it. They didn't do anything else. And so I was like, man, how can I get this? You can't get in contact with anybody who works for Facebook. That's impossible. But she logged back into her Facebook. So through her Facebook, I was able to get into the Instagram, and I was able to verify that she was her by they did this selfie thing where you take a picture of your face or something. And by doing that, I was able to get back into it. And then I used the 2-factor verification. So now that she can't be hacked now, or at least to my knowledge, it'll be harder to hack her because you have to go to this app, get this code that's linked to the Facebook, and then put that code in. That code changes every 18 seconds or something like that. Essentially, she shouldn't be able to get hacked again. And we blocked whoever it was out of the thing. And when we got back into it, her notification said that somebody logged into her Instagram from Dallas, Texas.
They're Cowboys. They ain't robbing railroads no more. They're stealing Instagrams.
I mean, they might have just a VPN, and that's just where it's saying that they're from. Yeah. But yeah, that was the past month. And also, I own a comic book shop called The Collectors in Lebanon, Tennessee. And yesterday it rained. Torrential downpour. Okay, and I discovered that when it rains really hard, really fast, all at once, the walls start to leak, like The Shining, like blood was coming down the walls, man. But it was water, and it was just coming down the walls. It was the weirdest thing. Normally you think of a leak going drip, drip, drip.
Yeah.
The walls were just running with water. So I imagine something's clogged up there, and we got to go unclog it. And we'll get it figured out, though. But I just thought that was pretty crazy. Yeah, that's my past month. What I plan on doing for the next month is seeing some more movies, checking some more stuff out, reviewing our next movie, whatever that may be. We'll get to that at the end, and just probably solving some more problems. I like solving problems.
Yeah, well, Nick, if I have a Instagram problem, I know who to talk to.
Man, it was satisfying fixing it, though. Getting back in there, that was something.
You know what's crazy? You saying you watched a lot of movies. I watched a bunch of movies at home, though. I've been trying to watch just random stuff since we're doing this now, though, so I can be like, I might put that in next month. So I've been watching all kinds of, and then plus Mandy, like we talked, she don't watch movies, so I'm like, you seen this? It'd be like Training Day. No, what is that? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Or like Pulp Fiction, or The Book of Eli. All these, she ain't never seen none of them. So it's cool watching these movies again, because I'm like, damn, that's a good movie. And some of them you watch, you're like, what the fuck? I like this.
That's it for what we're going to do, what we did. We have another 2 segments before we get to our movie review. And the first one up is the Polar Plunge.
You know what really pisses me off? Oh, you're about to find out.
Take it away, Polar.
All right, I'm gonna talk about carbon credits today. If you don't know what a carbon credit is, I'm gonna explain it to you, and it's probably gonna piss you off as well. So we'll start with the Webster's definition of what a carbon credit is. It says it's a permit which allows a country or organization to produce a certain amount of carbon emissions, and which can be traded in the full allowance is not used. That makes sense? Which can be traded in the full.
Okay.
Gotcha. So for dummy terms, basically it's kind of a permit that represents 1 ton of carbon dioxide removed from the atmosphere. So if you own an acre, just for reference, you might have tree-wise enough to provide yourself with a 1 ton carbon credit, just with owning land, pretty much. Examples of carbon credits are reforestations, building renewable energy, carbon storing agricultural practices, and waste and landfill management. You can also just own land and have and sell your carbon credits. I know I talked to you about this today because your family owns a ton of land.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you own a bunch of land, you can sell that to a company to offset their carbon footprint to the environment. So like when you see, say Nissan, they emit X amount of carbon emissions yearly with manufacturing plants.
Right.
They can buy carbon credits from you, which is just you on land, and then they're saying that we're offsetting it with his land. They didn't do anything.
So they don't have to make their engines or their exhaust any better. They just have to be like, hey, I own a bunch of trees, so we're good for the environment. Yay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, none of these companies, no one has to do anything whatsoever other than buy carbon credits from other people's land.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So for reference, average cost of a carbon credit is one carbon credit usually costs about $20 to $30 per acre. So if you have 300 acres, your family's getting loaded up with carbon credits just to have it. You got some trees, bro. Good job.
Holy cow.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about. The average yearly amount of carbon emitted from a passenger vehicle is 4.6 tons. This is based on 22 miles per gallon and 11,500 miles traveled in a year. So basically, you would need 4 carbon credits to offset the emissions in your car if you were trying to save the planet like these people say they are.
So about 4 acres.
Yep. So, for example, in 2019, private jet travel emitted an estimated 899,000 metric tons of CO2 into the atmosphere. Private jets, if you don't know, they're expensive, and only rich people use them. So all these rich people are most of them that are, like Leonardo DiCaprio. We're trying to save the environment. Well, dude, you got a private jet. You probably should quit. Your 60-foot yacht isn't helping, but he probably has carbon credits, so he's okay. But yeah, that would cost $13 million, almost $14 million in carbon credits to offset that private jet emissions. Another thing that I thought about and was reading more about is the average volcano eruption actually puts the same, I think it was the equivalent of 3 years worth of human emissions. And how many volcanoes go off in a year? There's nothing you can do about that. I mean, it can be a 2 point, it can just be ash emitted. That's it, smoke or steam. So yeah, I kind of thought about that. I found out about them at work, and dude, it really pissed me off thinking about all these companies are we're greenhouse, we're saving the environment, and they're not doing anything. I mean, some of them probably still are, but for the emissions ones who are emitting a ton of CO2 through manufacturing processes into the atmosphere, you're just you're putting up a false front. You're bullshitting. That's what we do. All the people who drive electric cars, none of them charge them with solar or wind. So how do you think the energy comes to get your car plugged in, Bubba? That's fossil fuels. You're not making much sense. But yeah, that's anybody, well, I got some land. If you want to buy some, I got 3 acres. Zay, I think, is in the market. If anybody needs some carbon credits, let us know, Brandon. Your comic book shop better make sure it's up to codes. You might need a carbon credit for the carbon you emit in the atmosphere, okay? Just think about that.
That might be true. That's something to consider.
Hey, I know for sure I'm going to try to get some of that shit, bro.
All you do is get an assessor to come out, and they'll assess how many carbon credits you have based on land and your foliage and things like that.
Well, thank you for that, cuz. That was the Polar Plunge. And up next, we have Grizzlies, Anime and Arms.
It's over 9,000.
All right, take it away, Grizzly.
About a couple months ago, I went to this gun show. I wanted to get a better gun than I had. So I ended up getting this gun that I love that I don't see a problem with. I just know we seen that John Wick movie, and the closest thing that looked like that, I went ahead and got, which that gun is $7,000?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm not getting no $7,000 gun.
You should have just traded the Murano for it.
So the gun that I traded in was a Sky CP9, and this thing was horrible. Whenever you try to chamber a bullet, that was too hard to do. That was hard as hell to do. It's an internal firing pin. The sights was bad. Handling was bad. It had a short barrel, so whenever you shot it, it tweaks your wrist every time you try to fire it.
Is Sky like a popular brand? I've never heard of Sky firearms.
From what I heard, it's one of the cheapest guns you can buy. I know when I talked to the dude and I tried to turn it in, he was like, I'm not going to give you that much for this. I can buy 4 of them and I can get the 5th one free.
Damn.
That's the type of shit they do.
Is that the deals they do with guns now?
I guess if you
deals, don't they?
if you have a store, I'm assuming that's what it is. And so not only does it tweak your wrist, whenever you release the magazine, that sticks. Whenever you're shooting, let's say you have a bunch of oil in there, right? Whenever you shoot it and the chamber comes back, that sticks. So it's like you have to pop it forward to continue shooting.
Sounds like you bought a Nerf little pistol or something like that.
Bro.
I thought he was going to say, not only does it tweak your wrist, but when you slid the slide back, it breaks your finger.
Sounds like it. They got a 3D printing gun, didn't you?
Oh, man. So you have to push it forward to continue shooting. But it's like whenever you load rounds, unless you have a magazine loader, it's hard as hell to push the rounds down into the magazine. That sucked. I really did not like it. I say the only thing was whenever you cleaned it and you take the little piece out, that was the only thing that was like, okay, this is pretty cool. But that sucked. I have a wife. If anybody on this podcast doesn't know, we bought a gun for her too. Hers is a Taurus G3.
I didn't know where you were going with that for a minute. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
I have a wife.
Y'all know,
You
but
know,
people
I have a gun.
I have a wife.
And I have a wife, and both of them will shoot you. It's chrome and black. Hers is internal. Hers more reminds me of a Glock. It's really sturdy. I like it. I mean, the grip is comfortable. The magazine is easy to release. It doesn't stick. And they say the Taurus is a cheap gun too, but from what I've seen on this one, this one's pretty good.
But yeah, it's not bad quality.
Yeah, I think hers was about.
It's just you can get a good gun for a good price. It's never been expensive.
I know hers was about $450, which ain't that bad. She sold her some type of mosquito. I think it's a Sig mosquito. I think is what it's called. Never heard of it, but it's like a 22.
Sounds like that little gun Will Smith had in Men in Black.
That's the cricket.
Oh, yeah.
The noisy crickets.
But on this one, the sights was good, but it's just like boxy, you know? I don't really like guns like that. I like slick. It's got a lot of features to it.
Got a lot of curves.
Yeah, it got a little curves. My gun has that. So
Kid on it.
I say I probably get a Sky, maybe a 0.5
Oh, wow.
out of 5.
Damn, that's rough.
I give Case like a 3.5. Hers is good. But my gun, this motherfucker is dope, bro. It's black and gold. All right, this is a Smith & Wesson M&P non-shield EZ. Yes,
It's a lot.
It's a lot of words.
How's that?
I love it, dude. I really got it because it's black and gold, and like it's dope as hell. It's also an internal firing pin, barrel stable. Just everything is comfortable, man. In my hands, like I got fat hands anyway. So when I hold it and grip it and slide it back, everything's dope. Really easy to load the rounds because I can just pull the little lever down and just load bullets. I'm good on that. The glow in the dark sights, the little holster that I got, that's dope as hell. It comes with 2 magazines. And the only bad thing about this one is it only holds 8 rounds. And
if you need more than 8, you're probably gonna die anyway. Just saying. I mean.
I guess so, yeah. And I've been practicing, so I've been getting a lot better with my aiming.
Yeah, you've already missed. You're already dead. Somebody already put you down, or the bears already got you, or what?
Right.
How do you think the gold is going to hold up? Is that polished, or is that like a coating?
I think it's just painted, but it's already starting to fade from where I.
You need to take it and see if Brandon's car guy can wrap it gold. They do gun wraps now, so I mean, he might be able to wrap it. And
He can wrap it.
Yeah, that gold will hold up longer.
I'll show you guys whenever I'm done here. Maybe, we'll see. If you think you can send them a picture and see. But the reason why I chose guns is because the anime that I watched. And the anime I'm going to be reviewing is called Psychopass. And Psychopass is an AI system. It's called Sybil system. It determines everything about you, from your job to your likelihood for you to commit a crime. And it does it by scanning your brain, keeps you under surveillance for really your whole life on here. This whole process is called Psychopass. It can determine if you're unstable whenever stuff happens to you. It's pretty much like a gun that can read your brain to let you know if you're going to snap on somebody. And so it keeps everybody in check. I really like the animation. They have a police force. They call it enforcers. Pretty much it's just people that enforce the law that had broken the law before. And so they're trying to rehabilitate these people.
So if you break the law, then you become a cop?
If you break the law to work off your sentence, you pretty much have to catch other bad guys.
Okay, so they don't kill you. Like when they have that little gun scans and it's like, hey, this dude's gonna fucking murder 7 people tomorrow. They'll kill you, or
yeah, the gun will say, hey, this guy is very, very, very unstable. The gun itself will raise the power level to what it needs to do to
how do you know
neutralize you.
Are they just walking around with these? Like, what do you mean by the gun? Like they just scan?
So it's like
you scan every person like every day or something, or
I mean, there's like cameras and stuff that like monitors you, but it's like if you're in a situation, they'll point the gun at you.
Oh, so it's not predetermining crime.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
It's like as it's happening, then they'll be like, hey, this guy is really, really, really unstable. It looks like he's gonna kill somebody, and then it'll be like, oh,
so if you have like a hostage situation, you're like, oh man, this dude's just sad. Like he's not in the right mind space, but I don't think he's gonna hurt anybody. Let's just talk him down. Or it's like, hey, we need to take him out quick. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. That's cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I know there is a criminal organization that wants to put an end to it because they think that it's pretty much free will. It's like it's messing with people's free will to do stuff. But then the enforcer's saying everything is perfect about this system because it catches you if you are psychotic. I think it's a good premise for one. So it's like, let's say if it scans you and it says 110, it'll probably like paralyze you for a couple days or something like that. But then if it reads and it's 160, it'll kill you. And like it's some bad executions on here, bro.
Is it though, like, is it hackable? What if like a terrorist organization got a hold of it and could change it to be whatever you wanted, whenever you wanted?
Apparently there's a way for you to scan your fingerprint and your face, and then it'll only let you shoot that gun. So if you pick up my gun and this is the psychopath system, you will get shot. But I can shoot you if I have it, because I'm only authorized to use this gun.
They could hack that too, right? And just have people running around.
I haven't seen it in here.
I don't know.
It could be. It's like close to the future anyway. So
season 2.
Which I think there is a season 2, but I've only seen season 1. But I think this is a good one for people to start at, especially if you like, like raunchy blood and gore, good storyline.
I might have to give it a shot.
I think I like it. Brandon, you seen it, right? What do you think about
I watched it. I watched it. I like it. I did like it. I think I gave it a 3 out of 5.
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I guess we differ a little bit. All right.
I haven't seen it, so I'm going 5 out of 5.
Oh,
Yeah, look at that.
Best anime ever? All right.
But I think the main character, the side characters that you have in there, they work really hard to get a.
The only anime I've ever watched is, I mean, technically, I guess Dragon Ball Z is an anime, but the only real
Technically, literally.
it is like, but it's not like it ain't like the newer ones, I guess, or I guess it was the first one we ever got experience with, so it doesn't seem the same to me. But I watched Attack on Titan.
Oh, man.
And I like that. That was pretty good. I didn't make it very far. I think I watched the first 3. Is there 3? How many seasons are there? 5. I think I watched the first 3, and I stopped after that. But yeah, that show was awesome. Them fucking giants.
The new season's crazy. I like that.
I need to watch it. I need to get back on
Maybe
that.
I will review it.
Maybe.
Don't fucking do it till I watch it.
Well, thank you for that segment, Grizz. We're going to have everything on this podcast, as you can see. Stuff that pisses you off, anime, guns, and if there's any kind of suggestions that you want us to do, if you want Grizzly to look at a certain firearm or have him watch a certain anime, or if there's stuff that pisses you off and you want Polar to know about it and him to research it, just email us at werealreels@gmail.com. That's werealreels@gmail.com. Even if you have a movie suggestion for us that you want us to review, werealreels@gmail.com.
First one's going to be our no questions asked is what we're watching. First email request you get. That's the movie.
You hear that? So whoever's the first one to submit that email, werealreels, we're going to do it.
Don't be an asshole either.
Yeah, no porn, okay?
I don't want to see Harry Twatter.
And the first movie we're going to be reviewing for our very first podcast. Take a listen to this.
They say the war tore a hole in the sky. Only a few survived. That was 30 winters ago. I have been walking ever since. Our only hope is in my hands. Some would kill to have it. I will kill to protect it. Put that hand on me again, you won't get it back.
All right, we're gonna do it the hard way.
And if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm sure you have by the podcast title, we are reviewing Book of Eli.
I just got chills, bro. I love that part.
Was it intense?
Put the hand on me again, you won't get it back. Whew.
He did it too.
Hey, that's a good ass part. I love it, bro.
The Book of Eli come out January 15th in 2010. Now, other movies that come out that year were Inception,
That's good.
Black Swan, Shutter Island,
That's a good one.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World,
I like that one.
Alice in Wonderland,
Yeah.
Insidious, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows,
Hey.
Tangled, Grown Ups, Kick Ass, Iron Man 2, and The Other Guys.
Oh, damn.
There were a lot more, but
Holy shit, that's a good list.
Those were the top ones,
I
right?
didn't want to keep going. Yeah.
You should have cut out the Swan and filled that with a good movie.
It earned $157 million worldwide on an $80 million budget. It's starring Denzel Washington, Gary Oldman, Mila Kunis, Ray Stevenson, Jennifer Beals, Evan Jones, Joe Pingy, Francis De La Tour, Michael Gambon, Tom Waits, Chris Browning, and Michael McDowell. The filming took place in New Mexico in February 2009, and it was directed by the Hughes brothers, who also did Menace to Society, Dead Presidents, American Pimp, and From Hell.
I thought they did The Matrix.
No, that's the Zawowski brothers.
Oh, yeah, it was.
They were brothers. You got your brothers right.
Yeah, brothers.
Sure, I'm not saying it right. Let's just get into it then. Huh? You guys ready?
Okay.
Yep.
Let's get into the review of The Book of Eli. Read you the synopsis here. 30 years after the war turned the world into a wasteland, a lone warrior named Eli marches across the ruined landscape, carrying hope for humanity's redemption. Only one other man understands the power of what Eli carries, and he is determined to take it for himself. Though Eli prefers peace, he will risk death to protect his precious cargo. He must fulfill his destiny to help restore mankind. The movie starts off colorless, bleak, hopeless, and just
sad.
It sets the tone.
Yeah, like you really didn't see movies back then like just colorless, because I think throughout the whole movie you really didn't see any color. I know.
Nothing vibrant for sure.
Nothing vibrant.
No greens. I mean, that sets up the wasteland idea, though. I mean, no water, no nothing.
I know for sure. Up until the end of the movie, you did not see a speck of vegetation. Nothing green. No, like other than the dead trees that he was trying to kill the cat around.
Yeah, well,
nothing.
You never saw water, like a body of water.
No, only in caves or something like that is when you're seeing water.
Well, that we did see a little spot of life, which is what you mentioned when we saw that cat, and they chose to do the weirdest breed of a hairless cat, and I guess to put it in our heads
he looked
that
like he was emaciated, had diseases and
some
shit.
kind of nuclear accident had happened, and that cat had lost all his fur.
What's crazy though is that's the cat they chose, and that cat is expensive as hell. Somebody was like, "Hey man, that cat does look like it survived a nuclear blast," and then the other people were like, "Give it $10,000 for it, $10,000."
That's a designer cat like that.
What? Do you remember the first time you ever saw a cat like that? I remember it was Austin Powers.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Evil. I was like, damn, that thing's ugly as hell. First time I saw one.
I didn't know it was that expensive though.
I didn't feel bad for him when he shot it.
No, but when he did hunt that, it set up the scene for how post-apocalyptic this is, how much they're struggling to survive, that they have to hunt what used to be domestic animals, which are now wild animals in this world, and you got to resort to that
Well, what stood out too was that it almost seemed like he was in a hazardous area where he had to have that gas mask on. So he's putting his own life in jeopardy to go into these, I'm assuming it's like Chernobyl type things where there's radiation or something that you can't breathe in. Eating that animal and taking the chance that animal also is, infected with whatever it has. But that's wild.
It is. And I have a question right now is, in a post-apocalyptic world when the houses are like this, would water still run out of faucets? Would the water still be going?
I don't think so, because it would have to go through the city cleaning system, right? Probably if it was well water.
If it's well water, I don't know how that works. So I don't know if there's your pump or whatever you're using. I mean, it would have to be some handmade shit.
I guess as long as it didn't like the raise or the nuke or whatever that happened, didn't hit underground.
None of the material would hold up that long. I mean, you think about
30 years.
You think about what you buy now. You're like, dude, I bought a toilet in like 5 years. That fucker was done. Seals and shit breaking. You're like, what?
Yeah, he did try that shit, and it did not work at all, bro. Mm-hmm. It sounded like something was about to come out in there, but it never did.
I noticed in this scene too is he stumbled upon some boxes, and then he starts smelling the air, and he opens up this closet to find this dead body. He starts just checking all over it, feeling on it, and he finds these boots, man, and he's just real excited that he's found these new boots. Mm-hmm. And it shows the world that the world has nothing, and he's so excited for these little things that'll make his journey a little bit more
you remember earlier
easier.
in that scene where he checked that body in the car. In the start, he was checking to see if it had shoes on, so you could tell his feet had been hurting. And look at him, he happy boy.
And he's still humble enough to feed a mouse. And there's a little joke in there that he's like, "Come on, it's cat. Get to eat your enemy. Come on and eat it." But I guess he ain't desperate enough to eat every bit of that little cat he can share with a mouse. So he's doing all right.
What does he do right there? Where he's like, is he rubbing like grease on his teeth?
No, that's cat oil.
Cat oil?
For chapped lips.
You fucking with me?
Yeah, that's what the dude said. He's like, you got any chapstick? Like, no, cat oil.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Huh.
fresh.
We see that electricity is still used in this movie because he has an iPod, which he uses kind of sparingly. So we know that he can charge it somewhere because he just plays it overnight as he sleeps and just, goes on about his day. So he's not worried about the battery life on that thing.
What a great song, also, that he listens to go to sleep.
Is that Marvin Gaye?
Well, he does it. Al Green.
Al Green, yeah.
They both sing that song.
Interesting fact about this specific part right here is when he's listening to that song, he's not bobbing his head to the Al Green song. He's bobbing his head to an Incubus song. It was in an interview he was saying that he was listening to an Incubus song.
What?
Yeah. And he's bobbing his head to that. That's the music he's listening to.
Is that the ones who sang that, cut my life into pieces?
No.
Somebody else.
Who's Incubus?
Incubus is, damn it. If you wouldn't have put me on the spot, I would have gotten
I don't know what that is.
At one point, he opens up the book. Can't tell if he's looking down or if his eyes are fully closed and he's reading the book, but he's moving his lips as he's doing it. So they do hint at subtle signs that
the spoiler. That's
Well,
later.
Either that or if you weren't paying attention. Like the first time I saw it, I didn't think of that into it. I just thought he was praying. I didn't think anything about whatsoever about the spoiler,
No, but that damn Bible, man, he had that shit locked up like Fort Knox, bro.
Yeah, nobody was getting in it.
It's not. If they didn't have their key, if they didn't know where it was, he's a loner. That's a big ass Bible.
Well, when he wakes up in the morning, just leaving in this abandoned house, I believe there's worse signs of his condition because he looks out the window after waking up the following morning and just stares out the window with the sun just beaming on his face, and he doesn't squint at all. He didn't have no effect. He's just looking out the window like, okay, he feels the heat and he moves back in. So I think they were giving subtle signs at his condition for sure.
It was so minor that you didn't catch it, man.
Mm-hmm. Not at all. You're not thinking about
it's like
when you watch it.
So the first time he walked into the abandoned house, he ran into like a gesture door. He
stumbled on it.
And it's like, what? Okay. But you don't think about that whenever you're watching it until the end of the movie, whenever they gave it away.
It kind of shows that he's been in this world for a while because there's no remorse on, cutting that body down that he found in the closet. He just takes the shoes, and keeps moving. He eventually runs across a lady who's hollering for help, and he starts searching around. Like that's not his focus point. His focus point isn't the lady, it's what's around. He's smelling the air. He's sensing something ain't right. He just goes ahead and calls it. Said, hey, it's a good thing about not having body wash or something. So I can smell a bandit a mile away or a trap a mile away or something. And then that's when these goofy ass bandits pop out.
Heels have eyes, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
How does the girl look like? She hasn't been in that very long. She looks like she just left like a Cher concert or something.
I think from afar she does look enticing, attractive, and she's trying to entice him by showing the breast. Hey, I need help. Are you going to help me? Look here. Well, you get closer to her, you can tell she's been warned.
That's why I said Cher concert, because that's that's probably what's in the crowd.
But how smelly do you got to be to smell like to stink from 30 yards, bro?
Well, I mean, when there's no running water, 30 years of no bathing will probably get it done.
Jesus, that's crazy.
I couldn't imagine what his breath smells like.
I mean,
you see the teeth. Oh.
Yeah, you see the teeth, man. The teeth are just gone, bro.
Of the bandit.
Yes.
The leader of the bandits who's talking to Eli now, and he's saying, I like this guy. He called him out that they're bandits or whatever, and he's asking what he has in the packet, and Eli's kind of wary of his presence. He knows where he's at. He starts backing up. As soon as the bandits start making moves toward him, he backs up closer and closer to the darkness of the tunnel. So I guess he can kind of even the playing field. This is another subtle sign of his condition because he waits for that guy to touch him before he tells tells him, "Don't touch me again.
You don't get the hand back.
You ain't gonna get that hand back." You know, this guy has obviously been robbing a lot of people, killing a lot of people because he doesn't care. He thinks that he's got strength in numbers and that he's gonna take out Eli. And
Let me ask you this: while we're watching it, please tell me, where the hell does this machete come from?
The back. There's a little pouch.
He did not. You didn't see him reach for it.
It's because you wasn't looking.
He just cut to it and it's just right there.
the practice, man, the practice.
Bro, a freaking practice, man.
He shows the results because he was sharpening that machete earlier,
Yeah.
and he shows the results of that in this scene here, and he cleanly slices off this guy's arm, and the guy goes into shock immediately because he says,
Kiss him.
"What are you guys waiting for? Go kiss him!" And then they're looking at each other like, "What? What'd he say?" And Eli's like, he's in shock. I think he meant kill him. He's inviting him to fight, and the choreography is great, man. It's great. It seems realistic. He's been obviously practicing, and this is my first intuition and my first thoughts of him. That he had to be some kind of special ops or some kind of training.
Yeah, you don't learn that on just from nothing.
Yeah, and what he's done and the way he does it, because it's effortless. It is what it looks like.
Do you know the guy who did the choreographing for it? Worked with Bruce Lee?
Yeah, he was one of Bruce Lee's disciples or something.
Yeah,
You know.
that was cool.
I
If
know
he had
that.
disciples, but you know.
That's cool. I know that.
Yeah, a little good fact there for you.
That's why it looks so good.
I know he had to lose like 40 pounds to get in this state. It's a good looking movie though. I kind of like the gloomy,
The grunge kind of
grunge
Mad
kind
Max
of no
type
color.
thing.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's cool in certain settings. I mean, it wouldn't work if you were like Guardians of the Galaxy was this. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I used to have a plasma TV, and you know, plasma they really highlight the dark. A lot of this movie I couldn't see. a lot of this movie I couldn't
What's
see.
going on in there?
Because it looked like there's color in it because you can see some of the rust and stuff that's in the background, but it's like mostly it looks like it's black and white.
You would have been fucked if you would have watched the Blair Witch Project on that TV.
Screw
You wouldn't
that.
have seen shit.
Another way too that I thought he easily won this fight is because he was better nourished than they were, except for the fat one who had the chainsaw.
Yeah, how
but
did he get
the
that
rest of
fucking
them,
fat?
Yeah,
Maybe-
you gotta be really, really, really fat. Like really, you gotta eat a whole bunch to be
What
that
is he
fat back.
eating?
Like
Eating
in
people,
there.
I guess. I mean, they
Yeah, I
were
guess.
cannibals, right?
Well, yeah, there were some, and we'll get to that a little bit later on. but
No, they were too. She said, "Where's your water?" And she was like, "We don't have any. We're gonna take yours and eat you too."
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Well, there's something I looked up later on about that. But after he kills him, he loots him for anything that he could use. And then he prays under the bridge for his fallen opponents. So he's still humble, man. He's still asking for forgiveness for what he has to do to complete his mission.
He wouldn't make any money in the UFC.
She really thought that he was going to take her with. Just a minute ago, she was willing to kill this man. You just think, hey, you killed my group. Can I help you? Can you come with me? No.
It
Yeah.
was crazy that he gives her the water back. She keeps it.
Yeah,
It
ain't
looked
no
dirty as
damn
shit.
water, bro.
Yeah, it looked dirty as a motherfucker.
Yeah. Brown, black
That's
water.
probably what they're drinking though.
That's old Coca-Cola.
That's what that is.
Well, it's probably still fine. I mean, if you'd be in fucking paradise if you went to a McDonald's, that shit would still be good.
So this is the first
years.
the first chance we get to see though that he's not something to mess with. Saying you need to leave him alone so he can complete his mission. At the same time, we learn that he is smart about his battles, that he's focused on his mission, and that he's not just a defender of the weak, because he runs across a couple who are just minding their own business, pushing their wheelbarrow around when the group of motorcycle guys comes up and kills the old man, and they probably eventually kill the woman, but you know what they do in the post-apocalyptic world, take what they want.
You know what's crazy about this scene too is if you notice that Busch Light truck that's in the background.
I've seen that.
Well, that's a homage to where he's supposed to be.
Oh.
They said the Busch Light is made in Colorado, so they're trying to tell you that he's in Colorado making his way to the west coast to the ocean.
Okay.
I made that up.
No, well that sounded pretty good.
It sounded good as fuck.
I made that shit up.
Jesus, that sounded good as hell, bro. Damn.
Busch Light's made.
I'm like, damn, this motherfucker did his research and everything. Good for you, damn it, goddamn.
And he's repeating himself. He's repeating to himself, stay on the path. It's not my concern. Stay on the path. It's not my concern. As these people are getting murdered and looted, and it's just
what?
For just whatever they have. And it just keeps reinforcing that this world is cutthroat. They have the bare minimum, and they're going to take it from you if they can.
I think it's some foreshadowing. I think there's more to it. I think if you look into it, you're thinking almost God was testing him because he didn't get involved, and he should have. It was the right thing to do because not getting involved comes to bite him later. Makes his journey a little more difficult. But if he would have taken taken care of it then, home free.
Well, that's if he could have.
Right.
He's got his main mission
They had guns
in
and
mind.
all that, yeah.
Yeah, he still's got his main mission.
Did you see the nuke hole as well? Where they first show you, kind of hint to, the nuke being dropped, that big old crater.
The big crater, yeah, I've seen
crater.
that. He enters this town in the following scene. Kind of reminds me of like just a dusty city, freaking Rango type, and people. Yeah, everybody's all just bandaged up. Guys using a fork, was it a pitchfork as a crutch? You got kids out here with sand goggles. People just sleeping on the side of the road. This is just a worn down, cutthroat city, man. Nobody trusts nobody. They have some kind of hierarchy, but mostly if you're a stranger, yeah, you're a danger.
Yeah, they know who's there and who's not.
Stranger danger.
Yeah, fucking people on the buildings and shit. It's like an old western.
Man. And I can't tell you, man, the consistency of how this world is and how just empty and has nothing it is, how desperate people are.
You
They
know,
did a good job at that.
I like the fact that they didn't do this in like a major city. They had to do it in a small town to see.
Well, I
'cause,
think-
like normally in apocalyptic movies, you see bigger cities, New York,
Yeah, well,
or
I
you
think
see LA.
it's a point of making it to where this war ended the world. So probably they're thinking most of your major cities are where the epicenter of the blast hit. You're going to nuke where the most people are, so you're going to nuke all the big cities.
No, because then you see San Francisco and it looks pretty much
Untouched.
almost still
I
there.
wouldn't nuke San Francisco. I'd nuke Hollywood. Just saying, if we're going somewhere.
But I'm saying like San Francisco is pretty big anyway, so it's
Yeah,
like
but you're not hitting every major city. But this makes more sense that he's traveling through the West Coast or to the West Coast, trying to deliver his book. But you go through the West Coast, through the middle of it, Oklahoma and places like that. It's pretty spread out anyway. There's not a whole lot of big cities. It's land, so maybe that's why they did it. I don't know.
But,
you're right though, because you think about like Walking Dead.
Walking
big
Dead.
city.
Not even that. Let's see. What's that one with Dawn of the Dead?
Well, even like
28
The Last of
days.
Us.
28 days
Yeah.
later.
The Last of Us was a lot of big cities, and
Yeah.
still intact and everything was good, which that was a virus, but you would have thought everything would have been blown up or, but it was still pretty intact.
In this scene, he walks into a pawn shop or repair shop, and it shows again that he has some kind of military training because he disarms the pawn shop owner and turns the shotgun on him.
Fast.
Yeah, real fast. But he ends up giving it back to him because he needs this guy. He don't want to trouble. He just wants to trade. He shows him what he has, and what he has is he flicks a lighter, and he flicks it and feels the heat on top of it to make sure it's working. And then he shows the guy, hey, I've got a lighter that works.
Fuck me.
But
Are you kidding me?
the other thing that I've seen is like they kind of let me show you how he's got to put his hand above the flame, but then as he's pulling out the napkins, it looks like he's looking dude straight in the eye, and he's like, look at this. Like right in the eye. So it's like it kind of pushes you the other way. It's like, he doesn't have this condition.
Yeah.
But it's like when he walks into the bar in the other scene, like you see him like looking left and right to see stuff, but it's like you don't know. It's towards the end of the movie, you're like he sees all these other parts. That's like how could it be that he's looking, or it seems like he's looking this way or that way, or looking at this or that.
Probably just listening. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
spoiler, your sound is going to be way heightened.
And they're super excited to get little things like KFC wet wipes.
Apparently.
Because he trades that and a lighter just to charge his iPod and fix whatever he needed to be fixed. But then we're first introduced to Gary Oldman in this one. He plays a guy named Carnegie who runs the town. And he's already on a mission. You can tell he's looking for something. He calls these bandits up, and they bring him a bunch of books and just lay it on the table. And you're trying to figure out you don't really know what's happening. What is he after? What is he trying to get to with these books? He seems a little bit satisfied, but he's like, nah, this isn't what I'm looking for. But you did a good job. Go get some ladies. Go get some alcohol, and then go back out there and then keep looking for my book.
These are the same bandits that Denzel watched kill those people.
They haven't directly told you what happened to this world, what war happened, and what kind of disaster led to this apocalyptic world for him to be looking for a certain book. We'll get to that a little bit later. Hopefully someone tells us about this. But he appears to be really nice, man. Like right here, he's clean. He looks like he's fresh, like he's from the old world before the war. Everybody else is dirty and stuff. But Carnegie, man, he's nice. He's looking good. He's a good guy.
Even all the shit around him looks nice, like all the furniture and shit. And you're like, how the fuck?
It looks like he used to be a politician.
Quite possibly.
He does.
I think that was the look they was going for, because I know Denzel was a producer in this movie, and he was like, first thing I want to work on is a villain, because it's like the hero is as good as the villain in this movie. And so he made Carnegie as likable and as hateful as a villain could possibly be. Because like at that scene when he's in the shampoo, and then the next scene whenever he kisses the woman on the head, it's like, it's probably the best one in the world.
Yeah, he's really nice. He's taking care of a blind woman who is his girlfriend or wife or something. He's washing her hair.
She's taking care of him.
Yeah, he's washing her hair with that thing. Eli decides he's done waiting and he's going to go get water. I guess he's going to go fill up on water before his journey west. But one thing we haven't seen in this town is any black people. Besides Eli, I guess they all died out in the war.
Y'all didn't survive. Y'all didn't make it, man.
Black people is allergic to nuclear, okay? So,
Damn it. No grizzlies in this motherfucker, bro.
there are no grizzlies, and I don't see any pandas, man. That's maybe some Hispanics or Arabic people, but...
There's not a whole lot of anything but white.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what his blind girlfriend was. Maybe some kind of Native American or something.
Yeah, something.
Quite possibly. Yeah, he makes his way into the bar, and it's immediate. You know, he's a stranger. Look at him.
He's the only black guy. Maybe the first one some of them have ever seen. If you're being honest, I mean,
that is true.
A lot of these people grew up while, are still young. This is all they know. Oh, there's one. Yep.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
Did he get a ring?
Hey.
That one looks like an Eskimo.
Oh, you know what it was? It was too damn dark.
Yeah. Oh, I see it now. It's Chinese.
Yeah, you
Chinese
can see
with
the...
a Pooh Shiesty mask on.
There's a girl.
Hey, with a fro right there. The
go.
lighting was too dark. Okay, now we can see black people.
Just everybody look.
OLED
Everybody too damn dirty. But he goes to the bartender, and before he can ask for anything, the bartender asks to see his hands. And that wasn't very clear to me why until I researched. And they were checking to see if they had the equivalent of mad cow disease.
For being cannibals.
But it's very transmissible, and if your hands are shaky, then you got it. And it was probably because you were killing and eating people. Because shaking hands is a symptom of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, which is a form of transmissible spongiform encephalopathy. It is basically a human variant of the mad cow disease from eating bad human meat.
Yeah.
And so that's what he was looking for there. And I didn't know that the first time around. I was like, why is he asking for the shaky hands? I mean, what if they got Parkinson? You know?
See, I thought it was like they was looking for tattoos for people that's one gang. That's like running some part of.
See, that would make sense. This is when we're first introduced to Solara.
Is in the bar.
Sexy ass.
Yeah, Mila Kunis is Solara at the bar, and she's like the assistant at the bar. Denzel asks for water. She runs to the well to go get it. Then we learn that Ray Stevenson, Punisher, has a crush on her. You know, he stands in the way, try to flirt with her, but she's like, "Will you get out the way?"
What's weird too is that like piece of paper that dude gives her that she's gonna need to get the water. I didn't know what that was. Is that like to skip line or to say, hey, this is top priority because it's for the bar?
Yeah, I think it's
or
top,
like, is that what it is,
priority.
or is it like
It
approval?
was actually a expired fast pass from Disney World.
I use those to get water. Gotcha.
Yeah, you still gotta wait an hour though until you actually get your turn to
That
go to the
explains
fast
Carnage.
pass.
It's a
It's Walt
flattened
Disney.
out bush can because they're in Colorado. You son
Right,
of a bitch.
Colorado bush.
Well, Cheddar Bob comes over and starts trouble
Look at him, dude.
with Denzel, with Eli, man. And he starts talking about his cat, because that was his cat that Denzel had pushed off the counter. Bro, are you really trying to start trouble over a cat? And I guess he's got the confidence because he's got his boys behind him.
Yeah.
And Denzel, he puts him down real quick, smashes his head against the bar and tells him, hey, I'm just going to grab my stuff and I'm going to walk out of here. Is that okay with you? And the guy's like, yeah. He's like, all right, it's okay. You good? He's like, you good? And he lets him up and lets him go. Dude just passes out. He just knocked out. Did he kill him?
Knocked the fuck out.
Okay, that's what. Okay, he just knocked
I don't
out.
know. But this next part, though, this is the best part in the fucking movie,
You know
bro.
what I think about though? I think about two things when I see that dude. Brandon, I remember the guy from The Golden Child, the redheaded dude. That's who that guy's face reminds me of. When you watch that movie again, think about it because I'm telling you, it's him. And then the other thing I thought about with his hat, I was like, man, that's that little boy from Up. If he didn't grow up to be Carl, like that little hat.
Damn.
Explorers are out there, whatever he says.
I know this is my favorite part because he says a scripture
Oh, yeah.
before he
starts
messes
messing people up.
everybody up. And it says, cursed be the ground for our sake. Both thorn and thistles it shall bring forth for us. For out of the ground we were taken, for the dust we are, and the dust we shall become. And he just starts fucking people up, bro.
Oh, man.
Taking off heads, slicing arms off.
Where did he get get that motherfucking shit?
You didn't see it.
You didn't see it, did you see? I told you that shit passed out, bro.
Where does that weapon come from? Like, what the fuck?
And it is super sharp,
Yeah,
man. He
you ain't
cuts
buying
through
that
people
shit
like
from
butter.
Academy.
It is so clean and so simple. And then again, this just stresses my point that he's had some kind of experience in fighting, but they don't ever, let you know that he was an
Anything.
cage fighter, ex-military, whatever.
Oh, he was an assassin.
Yeah, he was a killer, an assassin before the apocalypse. This is the point where he actually first meets Carnegie. Eli meets Carnegie, and he's asking. Oh, after he meets him after he kills all those men in the bar.
His fucking crew.
A lot of his fucking crew.
Yeah, and Carnegie asks him, "Who are you?" Eli says, "Nobody." Gary Oldman or Carnegie's like, "Nobody was those men you just killed down." Damn, so he don't give a damn about his own men. He's fine with that, but
fuck y'all, Bubba. Bring me my goddamn book.
But during this conversation, he's not mad at him. He just asks him to join him.
He's curious. He's very curious. He reminds me of the governor from Walking Dead for some reason. Like, he's different. He just seems curious. He wants everything to be beneficial to him.
Eli is wary of him. He's wary of everybody. He knows not to give out too much information. Carnegie asks him, what are you doing here? Where are you going? He just says west. He said, there's nothing out. There's nothing west.
Not what I was told.
Yeah. And then he just like scripts it out. What do you want? What does he want? Straight to the point. Okay, I like this guy. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he is. And Eli's tired of it. Carnegie lets him know that, hey, me and you are educated. Not like the rest of these people who weren't born before the war. You don't see too many of us old guys.
Yeah, I like when he said, we're these like older people like us, we're the future. Because clearly young people don't even know what a TV or books are. They don't even know how to, I think
I don't know how to read.
During that part when they was bringing books, they don't even know how to read because they don't even know
that's
what
his advantage over him.
Mm-hmm. He's smarter than them. A question right here too: has no one actually traveled west to see what there is? Because he just says, there's nothing west, and that you're supposed to take your word for it.
Yeah.
Has he himself not been west to see the greens there? Like, what are you doing in this Dust Bowl city? You're just looking for a Bible to control people? That's it?
Yeah, I was saying he's trying to get more people. I don't know. I know I did a little bit of research, just a little bit. Okay.
Is it about Bush?
No. I know I looked up how long would it take to get from the furthest part east to the furthest part west. And what I looked up was this place called Madawaska, Maine. Okay, that's the very tippity top of the
Canada.
U.S.
Yeah.
Almost Canada to San Francisco where he has to go. You know how long it takes?
How long?
1,047 hours to walk from there.
Fucking slow then.
How many days is that?
That is 44 days.
Yeah, he's
Why
been
the
doing it for
fuck
30
does
years.
it take 30 years?
Well, I don't know if he got the sign at the beginning of the 30 years. I don't know if he got that sign at the very beginning of the 30 years. He
So it's like, I don't even know where he said he originated from, but bro.
Well, Carnegie offers him a room, just tells him stay the night, think about it, and we'll talk in the morning. And as he's in the room getting comfortable, he still don't trust nobody. Mm-hmm. A blind woman comes to the door and she has a tray. He's real quiet, and I think he realizes that she's blind before she realizes that he's even in the room. Shit. But he makes a little noise to let her know that he's there, because she's like, just let me know where you are so I can put this stuff down, or if I could just leave. He does. He's not fully, blind. He can't be.
He can't be.
Yeah, he has to be partial.
I think you see that at the end. I think it's one eye.
Yeah, he's partially blind only, if at all. And he asks her, were you blind before the war or after? And she said she was always like that. She grew up like that.
See, I think that plays into his having some kind of military background, because I'm wondering if it's all hypothetical, because this is a made-up story. But what if he was in some kind of military facet and he was near the blast fighting the war, and that's how he got partially blinded? Was it something that he was,
No, because he wouldn't know how to read the Bible the way that it is.
Yeah. And this,
maybe, I mean,
this is a weird, he tests the water that she brought him for poison, but this is a weird transition, because he gets the ripples of the water and it turns into Gary Oldman, and so we transition to the next scene of Gary Oldman asking the blind woman, I'm sorry I forget her name, if he said anything. Is he going to stay? What does he have? Does he have anything with him? And all she says is that he's different than the others. You're not going to be able to make him do what you want him to do because he's,
Smart.
yeah, you're smarter than that. But he responds with, I'll send your daughter in there. That's when we see, this is the first time we really see, like,
He's a villain.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
This dude is dark. He's going to send this blind woman's daughter in there? Like, I thought this was his lover. I thought this was his gal. He's taking care of this blind chick, but he's like, nah, I got to get what I want. I'm going to send your daughter in there to go ahead and do what she got to do.
Denzel Dick down.
Yes.
That was the plan.
If you got a goal, do whatever you can.
Yeah, we see that he's an asshole right here, sending in a daughter, Solara, for Eli. But Solara goes in there and she does what she's told. She offers her body to him, but he rejects it. He tells her to leave.
Because he can't see how fine she is. Damn.
But if she leaves, then she knows that her mom is going to get hurt. So she just says, "Hey, let's talk. Let's just do something. I'll tell him. You tell him we had a great time last night. But if I leave, then they'll hurt my mom. All right, you can stay." But he still don't trust her.
Yeah. No, they're trying to rob him to stay because they're like, out there, you're not going to get as good as you are here. And he's like, I got a mission. I got to do, like, just leave me alone.
Yeah, I think he realizes this town is messed up.
Yeah.
He's got to get out of here. He's got to get back on his path. Carnegie, he's just playing chess with everybody. Everybody's a pawn in this game that he can use to get what he wants. I mean, who gonna send somebody's daughter like that, bro? Like, man, it's fucked up.
He do what he need to do to get whatever he needs to get.
Man. He's a villain.
Just to go have sex with a stranger to get what he wants.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, with some dark stuff there. But this is when you find out a little bit more about Eli. He says it's been about 30 winters since the Flash, so he's got to be 45, 50, something. He had been super young whenever the Flash,
he's something in the war blinded his ass.
Yeah.
For the last 30 years, that's how he learned to read Braille. He probably was with some people or something who knew.
I wish they had a backstory for this.
That's the most intriguing part, though.
Yes.
I kind of like that they don't, because all it is now guessing.
But still, though, like, if they came out with a prequel, you wouldn't watch it?
No, I like it the way it is.
Yeah.
I like the mystery, man. This is one of the rare movies that you don't know.
Have Denzel Washington's son play who he was back in the day.
No, you're fucking it up.
I would watch the fuck out of that, bro.
Don't need a prequel, don't need a sequel, okay?
Leave it alone.
The one and done.
They should do the same goddamn thing with I Am Legend, goddammit. We don't need another one. Leave it alone.
But while Solara's in there with him, she ends up seeing the book and she gets really excited about it. Like, she's like, "What is that? What do you got there? Can I touch it?" No, nobody touches the book but me. That's what he tells her.
No, man, she really fucked this up, bro. She could have kept her mouth shut.
Yep, she's
done everything in private.
What's weird, too, though, is how much smarter she is than all the rest of them, too.
Yeah.
It's got to be because that's Carnegie's booty call's daughter. So he's giving her benefits and, teaching her probably or having her be taught to try and get in them pants of that blind lady,
I guess. But he brings her over to eat with him. Before they eat, he teaches her how to pray. And it's something new to her, and she is fascinated about it. She don't know what he's doing, but she likes it. She I guess it gives her a spark of hope.
And that's where she fucked up, because she just had to share it with her mom in front of Carnegie.
That's what she did. When in the morning, when she gets into the room, Carnegie wants a report. Does he have a book? Did he say anything? What's he gonna do? And he didn't really say much.
Yeah, we didn't really talk.
Yeah. We didn't do a lot of talking. That's when she says, "Mom, give me your hands." Prays the same way that Denzel prays, but she didn't know how to finish it. And Carnegie says, "Amen." What? That's how you finish it. You say amen.
That was evil sign number 2.
Evil sign number 2. He had to grab the mom.
He grabbed the mom and forced her. He threatened the mother if she didn't tell him about it, about what he had, that book.
But if you're weak and somebody grabbed your mom and you don't know what to do to get that guy off of you, you're going to tell.
You're going to give it up.
Yeah, you're going to give it up.
And she does end up telling him, yes, that he does have a book.
Show me.
Oh, shit. So she shows him the signal, which was the cross.
The cross. And we know that it's a Bible that this motherfucker's transporting 30 years.
Yeah, that's the first
across
sign
the country.
That we get. He gives the audience that he is actually carrying a Bible, but a Bible in Braille would probably be like 1,000 pages long.
Yeah.
So maybe some of the inconsistencies of this movie here, he probably should have a little more books in that bag with him. But I mean, for the movie's sake, this is the only way it could work. This is really the only way it could work.
Toting around the reading, what is that, reading rainbow with him.
Yeah, so it was kind of weird about that.
He leaves the room, and then dude, he got shot in the head. How the fuck do you get out of that room before dude seen him?
I don't know. Carnegie did get excited. He got excited and went to go search for him. You know, hey, where? And he goes in the room. He's gone. You know, he's like, where is he at? So he's going searching room to room in that place to go look for him, man. I mean, he's
gone. Dude,
Yeah.
how the fuck do you?
But how?
Because they check the it's like a steel fencing thing, and
Yeah.
they check it and nothing. It doesn't move. It doesn't do anything. And it was like he was in here the whole night.
He dug him a hole in the wall. Like, what was that one movie?
Shawshank Redemption. Yeah.
Went to the shitter.
What about your boy who was supposed to be watching the room?
What was he doing?
He was black.
He's black.
Black.
Well, I don't know if he's black. All I know is he's dead.
He got fucked up, didn't he?
Yeah, you don't make mistakes like that, man. If you're supposed to be watching the room, you got to be watching the room. And he was shot dead right there.
Right there.
Can't make little mistakes like that in the apocalypse, especially not about this book, because this guy really needs this book.
But it's like as soon as you see what's his name, is it Zanaz? It's there. Leave the room. You got to check on dude. Hey, is he still
Man.
here? Okay, he's still in here. All right, close the door, and then you're good.
Well, we see Eli back at the pawn shop. He's got his iPhone charged and he's trying to leave. He's got to get out of the city, man. He's got to keep going, keep traveling before they find out he's missing. And when he exits the pawn shop, it's too late.
Aiming up on him.
Yeah, and this is the second time that, you know, he shows his gun and people are like, is it loaded?
Yeah, ain't no bullets in there, so I don't know where you have it.
And nobody believes that.
He's like, we'll see.
Nobody believes that the gun's loaded. Yeah. And so he ends up having a little conversation with Carnegie and his men. He's got snipers on the roof. He's surrounded. You know, there's like 30 men out there ready to fight. Everybody's out in the streets looking at him. This is a battle you just can't win if you're Eli, man. Like, look at all these people. Just realistically, just gave him the book and went on his way. But this is the first true example that God is a character in this movie, because he starts to walk off and Ray Stevenson fires a shot at him and misses. Fires another one, and I think it like grazed him. And then that's when he turns around and is like, all right, it's time to get serious. I got to start taking out people. And he starts taking out people.
Yeah, he starts fucking people up.
Man, he's a good shot. I don't know if he's listening for where the shots are coming from and just firing, but he is nailing people.
I think he was just fighting stormtroopers. That's just
Yeah.
bad aim. Just bad aim, man. That's all it was. He was getting lucky. Stormtroopers without the suits.
Yeah.
And Carnegie says that he knows the power of the book and that he used to read it when he was little. It was so powerful that they had to destroy all of them
After the war.
after the war. That's why it leads me to believe that this war was a religious war that led to the apocalypse.
So,
I'm wondering
question.
if it's like Revelation. Like, these are the people who got left behind. And Eli got tasked with a thing for redemption.
Let me ask this. Say you was in Eli's shoes, and you know you can recite the Bible word for word from beginning to end.
The whole time.
The whole time, do you give them the Bible and just walk away? Or do you go through everything that he went through towards the end of the movie?
I don't think that's what God was telling him to do.
Yeah,
I think
God
was
told
telling
him
to
get
take
that.
the book. And then once he passed a test, because he was started putting too much emphasis in the book. He says that later on in the movie, that he was too worried about the physical book and not what his mission was.
And Carnegie says he wants the book, manipulate the words to give to the people so that they will follow him more. And I don't think Eli wants that.
Praise Carnegie, not Jesus.
Yeah. And so this battle ensues, man, and he is very accurate with his pistol.
Very.
He's just hitting people right and left,
No wasted
not
bullets.
missing a shot. Yeah. I think he's too accurate for his situation, which is what I was saying, that there's another sign that God is actually in this movie and keeping him on the path and keeping him safe.
Yeah,
Tagged
because
old
he
Carnegie right in the fucking
tagged
leg.
Carnegie right in the leg, bro. He fucked him up.
I
He
always-
fucked two people up at the same time.
Yeah, he wasn't aiming for Carnegie. He was aiming for the guy in front of him, but that shotgun blast hit Carnegie in the knee, which leads to him going down, so he has to retreat. And then that's when Carnegie's right-hand man, which anybody know the character's name?
Man,
It's
no.
Ray Stevenson.
Yeah, I don't know.
He points a gun at Eli, and he has him dead to rights. He can kill him, take the book in this movie right now.
But I think he's afraid because he's thinking in his mind like he's protected by something.
Yes, yeah, he's shown that in the bar, and I think everybody's got a hint of it. And then now, after he missed those two shots, he's like, all right, this guy is more than a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's off. Something's off.
And that's when Solara seen all of this. She told her mom about what happened, and her mom tells her that it's probably safer to be with him than it is to be in this city. And so Solara decides to follow Eli out of the city.
There's that dark.
Like you said, you can see color, but it's like mostly it looks like it's black and white.
Like a sepia.
Yeah.
A sepia.
Yeah.
Little filter on there, yeah.
Yeah, job like walking by
See that
buses,
missile
like
you just walk past?
yeah.
He walks past this huge missile in the middle of nowhere, downed airplanes, just a barren wasteland, no vegetation, just dry desert everywhere. And she ends up catching up with him. She's like, I want to follow you. And he's like, nah, go back. This ain't a place for you. He tells her this desert, this ain't where it at for you. You know, this is not a place for a young woman. Because he knows, he's seen what people do to young women out here.
on the road.
Should be next to one of them baskets trying to give out water.
Help me.
She offers up something. She offers up to tell him where they find their water at in exchange for taking her with it. He's like, where's it at? She shows it.
Without any security.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Without-
technically he never agreed to the deal that she said,
This is
but
another reason, though, why they didn't go west and go look. Why would you? You got you got open source to water. This is where you rebuild.
Yeah.
okay. I guess that's a good reason for if you want to control people.
Yeah.
But if you want to survive, I mean, you would think, let's go check the ocean. You know, there's no water anywhere else. There's got to be ocean left. If there's no
Carnegie,
ocean, then you are in trouble.
Carnegie ain't worried about that. He just wants power.
The ocean
Power
or
and control,
salt water,
baby.
so we haven't even figured out salt water now. So how the fuck they gonna do it?
Oh, they can filter that shit out.
It's okay.
But I believe he didn't want her to go with him because he knew it would slow him down and he would have to protect someone else, which would be even harder than just going and protect himself and going out there. And so he ends up locking her in the door of the well and telling her, I never agreed on that. And she said, you're a liar. And I think I really got to him. He's like, oh, no, I'm not a liar. I am not a lie. I didn't say that. And he leaves her ass inside the damn.
How'd she get out?
That is a good question.
She got out.
How did he get out?
Was she Moana, that motherfucker?
I guess so. She climbed at the top.
Yeah, pushed over a big old statue of Maui in there.
He tells her right then and there that the road is no place for her. It's much worse than you think.
Yeah.
Which means she grew up in that town. And that's all she knows is that town and Carnegie's protection.
Nothing else after that.
Yeah, she don't know what's outside. And Carnegie right here explains in the next scene to his men that this book is a weapon. It's not just a book. Because one of them says, you're doing all this for a book?
Yeah, and I thought it was funny when he hit him, because you were thinking in your head, like, what a pussy. Why don't that dude just beat his ass and take over the town himself? Like, that dude is a coward.
No, he's just dumb.
He just slapped me. He's too dumb to, but Carnegie is clearly just a weak human who just mentally is just fucking these dudes.
I mean, at least at
Yeah.
that point he is, because he's already damaged. He's
old,
He fucked his knee up. It's like, bro, you really have no power over me, which is...
It's just the intelligence, man. They need a leader who knows, because he knows that he's not confident in himself. Ray Stevens is not confident in himself to lead the other people in the city. He knows it'll fall apart without Carnegie. And Carnegie needs that book to control the desperate. And what is everybody in this movie if not desperate? And so if he gets that book, he pretty much gets control of all the Midwest. And this is the point where Ray Stevens negotiates what he wants. He said, all right, if I go look for this book, I want Solara, which he's had a crush on her the whole time.
Arranged marriage.
And Carnegie's like, that's funny. He's laughing because he's like, okay, you're actually getting brains. That is hilarious. All right, you can have her. Just give me my book. And then we go on to the next scene where we see Eli stopping in the road and looking back, and he can sense something. Something's telling him that Carnegie is starting up his engines and they're about to leave town. So this is another presence of God being shown that, he's telling Eli, you need to put a little
Pep in your step.
Yeah, you need to go on and get.
Should have been there 29 years and about 84 days ago.
Or it could have been when Solara got out of the cave, because he went back for her.
He went back for the cave?
No, she got out of the cave, and he was clearly further than where she could have
Oh, you're
gotten.
talking about him
yeah,
back when that lady.
yeah.
Ah, you fucker. You might be
Well,
right.
maybe he went to hide or something. Maybe he went off the road to hide and he saw her walking past. He could have done that after he sensed that they were leaving, and he was like, okay, I gotta probably hide. It would be probably better to hide. But when he found her, he's like, all right, we gotta keep going.
It could be either or.
Yeah, either
But
or.
I know he was at the right spot at the right time, because those dudes, they were gonna do some stuff to her, bro.
Well,
here's my question: is would you sacrifice your mission for Mila Kunis? Where you're like, he didn't say I couldn't, He just said I could get this book over there. This ain't slowing me down.
But we
It's
saw
actually giving me some
signs. We saw signs of the old world in that scene when they were leaving the town. We saw a broke down GMC. We saw a Puma shop. But we see that Solara is on her own after she somehow made it out of that damn watering hole room, and she finds that damn lady again.
Goddamn lady.
The one who was begging for help earlier.
That
and
fucking basket.
I guess she's the damn ringleader because she goes and finds another group of men to set this same trap out. She's yelling for help, but this time Solara falls for it and tries to help her, but she sees it's a woman and she's like, oh no, you need to get out of here. I don't need help. I'm fine. You need to leave. But it's too late. These new men who don't have trust in her, well, I guess they do now because she led them to some new puss, and they attack Solara, and they are, they're gonna put her to sleep or put a sleeper hold on her or just hold her down or something, take their turns with her until one of them ends up getting penetrated himself. And that's by good old Eli.
From the back.
Yeah, that sharp ass machete comes back into play.
No,
it's the bow and arrow.
No?
Arrow.
Oh, he hit him with an arrow.
Yeah.
Okay. This time his accuracy comes into play. And he gets stuck with an arrow, and the other guy's looking around like, what hit him?
Bro, how the hell do you miss?
Arrow in the throat.
How do you miss that right
Yeah,
there?
how you miss that,
Where's
bro?
he at? He's standing right in fucking front of you. What the fuck you mean? Shit. Is everybody blind in this motherfucker?
It might be, man, because he was looking back and forth, and there was only two ways he could have hit you from,
Exactly.
and he just missed the whole front.
You know what I was thinking about this scene is when that playground we used to play at, where we used to play on top of one of them. You remember they had them painted?
Yep, Sandy Park.
Uh-huh.
That scene could have ended up very, very badly for Solara, but luckily
He saved her.
Eli saved her.
She
This
doesn't
was
seem to be too chicken over it. For somebody who lived in a town her entire life to almost be raped and murdered.
I imagine she's probably seen it happen.
She broke down that next scene whenever they was walking away. You see him look back and was concerned by her because she started breaking down. But I think after that, you really don't see her like break
She's
down like
starting
that
to learn.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, this
is what it is.
This is what the
Freedom.
world outside of Carnegie's protection.
There
She
she
was
goes.
about to be raped and killed, and she realizes that, and she's like, "Wow, this is how it is." And he's like, "What's wrong with you? You good?"
You didn't even have to see his dick.
Bitch, I'm trying to eat some bird.
Yeah, but trying to eat some bird. That's all I'm trying to do is eat some bird.
Eat some bird.
But the scene after that, they let you know, they remind you that Carnegie and his men are still on the way. They're looking for him. But he is walking, and he tells her to be quiet. And I'm thinking, oh shit, Carnegie's men are close. But no, he cocks that bow back and shoots a bird right at the damn sky.
You tried that at my house.
Now, is that God? Is that not God's presence right there? This guy is partially or fully blind, and he just tags his bird by listening to it, just cocks it back and shoots.
Bro, what was God at last week when I was trying to shoot these damn turkeys?
It was that bitch with the whip. He was more. You had the devil there with you.
God dang.
If that was God's presence, though, I'd be a little upset. Like, motherfucker, really? It couldn't have been a fucking pigeon or something bigger? You got this nasty ass little bitty blackbird? Come on, man. Give me a damn sparrow or
Bro,
something.
he could have went to your house and killed all those blackbirds trying to shit in your damn pool.
You could. Somebody just struck him down.
Where does he keep this bow at?
It was in his backpack.
The
It was
bow, the whole bow was in his backpack.
It was like wrapped around his backpack.
Solara gives him a huge hug and thanks him for saving her. Now that she sees all the dangers of the world outside of Carnegie's town, and Carnegie's following him in that caravan, and he's following the path that Eli's left of bodies.
Yep.
He first sees these guys over here just dead. He's like, "Yeah, we're on the right track."
At this point, though, I feel like he knows. I mean, everybody knows about sanitation, but as Eli was walking away, it's the same arrow that he took out of the guy that he shot in the head, but he left the one that he shot in the ass of the other guy.
True.
You see that? Like, he only had one arrow whenever he shot the bird. He didn't have two anymore, so he left the shitty one.
The dick shit.
He wanted the dick shit one. I didn't know if y'all noticed that, but I was like, I thought he had two arrows. No, okay, there it is.
This is the scene, Carnegie's men are finding that the bodies that Eli has left in his wake. This is where the men are starting to believe that Eli might be more than just a man.
you follow this old motherfucker around, and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
no,
they're starting to create this myth in their head that this he's supernatural. Something's not right.
protecting him.
And Carnegie's like, he's just a man. You shoot him, he's going to die just like any other man. He's trying to keep him in reality.
I know there's a fat guy that's in here, that's in Carnegie's group, that's like, he kind of surprised me that he has actually good tracking skills, because that's when he says, hey, it's going to get dark soon. We're not going to be able to track him in the dark. And it's like, yeah, that's a pretty good observation, because you never thought that something would come out of that dude. Because it looks like a big goofy fucking
He was probably just
dude.
fucking hungry and trying to get him to quit. He didn't know shit about tracking.
No, I think he actually knew about tracking, but it's like
his ear down to the ground and was like, they went this way. Like it wasn't one of the, he made a easy observation. Hey, it's easier to see during the fucking day.
I mean, but the sun was still up, so it's like
Starting to get dark.
it wouldn't like at least in the movie, it didn't even look like it was starting to get dark.
You never know how dark it gets.
Yeah, I guess
in
not.
The apocalypse.
I guess not.
He had to be good at tracking.
I know you see them in that silo, and Zalora was trying to talk to him about how the world used to be. He was spot on with that, man. People throw away a lot of shit now that people would kill for in this apocalypse situation.
Yeah,
She asked him too that if do you read this every day? And he said, yeah, I read it every day. He reads that whole book every day.
I don't know if he reads the whole book. He
reads that whole book. Does that sound different to y'all?
You sound silly with that. You ain't reading that whole book every day.
But
Here's the other question. What's the fucking temperature there? They're in a goddamn desert. It looks hot as fuck, and everybody's clothed up like it's a winter oasis or some
I
shit.
thought whenever you actually go in the desert, you want to cover up to prevent sunburn.
Yeah, but like one shirt's fine. These dudes are all wearing jackets and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
in this scene too, when he's sitting with her, he jokes with her because he says a scripture from the Bible, and she's like, "What
That's beautiful.
Did you make that up? Did you write that or something?" He's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "No, that's been a long." So he's comfortable enough to joke with her. He shows us that for sure.
I think it's when he starts to like bond with her, because he was so used to being alone for this many years. Like he's actually having a conversation with somebody that's willing to travel with him. That's curious about what he believes in. So he's happy to share with her, but he's not too keen on her like touching the book or
Oh yeah, he don't want to touch
he
it
don't want
at
to
all.
No, she doesn't. I mean, she
At
doesn't
all.
know what it is.
But at least if she's asking questions, he's like, okay, I'm gonna tell her.
Well, and how does he know also that she wasn't just forced to come with him so she could be take the book or whatever because Carnegie was keeping her mom? Maybe,
like y'all said, it's got to be something to do with God's presence, right? Like he has to know what's in her heart, because otherwise he wouldn't protect
maybe,
her.
or he doesn't give a fuck.
He says that, he mentions while he's talking to her in this time of resting that before the war, people think that the book is the reason for the war in the first place, and that afterwards they were trying to find every one of them and destroy them, and that he has the last one.
So they went through all the hotel rooms. It's got one in a little cupboard. They went to everybody's house and destroyed it.
Yep.
God damn.
Yep.
I mean, he last says that the war tore a hole in the sky and the sun came down and burned everything.
So carbon credits from war.
Carbon credits.
Get your carbon credits.
Let's go.
We'll bring it right back. We're back to
Yay.
square one.
What's crazy too is like to see her. You see all these dirty motherfuckers. It look like they ain't showered in years.
Like she
And then
showers every day, right?
She got motherfucking makeup on and shit. Her eyebrows are perfect. That bitch got lipstick on. Look at this. Get out of here.
A little
She
bit
ain't got a
inconsistencies.
Yeah, she got a speck of dirt on her hair, looking nice.
But Eli says, she asked him why he does this, and he said that he heard a voice from within that told him to lead him to a place where he found the book, where he found the last Bible, and it told him to carry that book and take it west. And he said the voice said that he would be protected against anyone or anything that stood in his path, and that he has been. But there's got to be some kind of training here, man. Like, I'm going back again.
Yeah.
Like, he's had to have some kind of training.
Dude, you can't know that somebody's about to swing and you're about to turn around and stop it.
Yes.
Unless you have some type of training.
He did not work at Office Max and then grab this and he's just like, I'm gonna swing, and just starts flailing and killing people.
Yeah.
So you telling me that he was some nerd living in his mother's basement that barely could read, that could read a little bit of Braille, and this war happens.
That was watching anime
Oh damn, he ain't gotta say it.
like like psychopaths. And we're back to square one. Circling
You
it back,
you son of a bitch.
He was a soldier.
Yeah, he had to be.
Some type of soldier.
But Solara wakes up in the middle of the night and tries to touch the book, man, and it gets real serious with her.
See the nuclear silos?
Nobody touches the book but him. Yeah. Carnegie's on his trail. He's seeing every sign that is left from the dead bodies to put out fires. And he's starting to show signs of exhaust, man. He's starting to wear down.
Starting to see him sweat a little bit.
Yeah. And I think that might be signs of
infection
from his wound from the shot that Eli had given him.
Yeah, those were herpes bullets.
No. Dude said I wash my hands twice with your soap.
Mm-hmm, yeah, he didn't make
That's
sure.
like, I don't know if he did, bro. He should have washed it 4-5 times.
You should have cleaned the wound a little bit.
Dirty ass motherfucker. You should have took 2 showers, motherfucker.
Imagine how rusty those fucking shotgun bullets are, those BBs.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers been in there for 30 years. Dude.
Was it sawed-off? Was it sawed-off shot?
Yeah. BBs fucking, them things are rust.
Solar and Eli end up finding a house in the middle of the desert, and they ring the doorbell, and there's a trap door, and they fall right through.
Would you trust it?
The house?
The house.
I wouldn't have expected it to be
a trap door. Fuck no, this ain't Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I wouldn't have
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I mean, come on.
No,
It
dude.
doesn't look well maintained.
I just know if I see a house that says no trespassing, bruh, I ain't trespassing. In the middle of the apocalypse.
It's a post-apocalypse.
I would have walked around this whole thing.
It
If I
does
would
have like a weird, super well-kept path right to the front door. I mean, that path is clean. Look like they had a blower out there blowing all them rocks off.
Yeah. I would have walked around the whole perimeter. If I would have seen that grave, those graves in the back, I'd have been like,
That's true. That's a good point.
nope, let's keep going this
I didn't
way.
think about that. Yeah, he fucks up here. Where was the Lord? You know,
Lord,
come on,
Lord
man.
said he's got to go up in here.
Well, the people that come out was an old couple. They were kind of friendly, you know?
George and Martha.
George and Martha. Which is, the old man asks him, what's your business? And Solara starts to speak, but Eli interrupts her and says, no business. We're just heading west. And I think that's a good, I don't know, there's been a theme for adventure movies. You know, you don't tell other people your quest because it may interfere with what they're doing. You may be going to do something that they are trying to stop.
Yeah, or that they're like, that sounds fucking cool for me too. I'm gonna beat them to it, or I'm gonna follow them, let them get through all the hard shit, and then we'll kill them at the end.
Yeah. So it's been a theme to not tell people what you're doing. Just keep it at the simples and keep moving on.
The simples.
So she invites them in for some tea and some music. While they're enjoying their time with this old couple, they realize she's cooking meat. You know, she's cooking some meat for him, and this sounds enticing. Eli realizes what this meat is, and it's human. And this is when Solara says her hands are shaking. So she has that issue of the disease we talked about earlier from eating bad human meat. She's got the shakes.
Yeah, she's taking that saucer in a damn teacup.
Yeah, she's been cooking people.
That son of a bitch boy.
Well, resilient.
Right when they're about to leave, that's when they realize that Carnegie and his boys have shown up.
By God.
That's when they show them the graves.
Oh yeah, before that they do walk out back, and he says, I want to show you something. The old man says, I want to show you something.
Right, you gotta brag.
Yeah, I guess so. And then that's when Solara's like, we need to get out of here. She's shaking, and they're eating something. He's like, yeah, they didn't just kill these people. They're eating them.
Rustle up some sandwiches. Where you get that bread, bitch? That's a meat sandwich.
Yeah, he tells them they're eating these people. We gotta go. And so they start to leave. You know, he ends up putting the gun on the old man, like, hey, we gotta go. You gotta let us go. And he's like, all right, you gotta go. And they start to leave, and they realize Carnegie's men's outside.
They come right on.
They come right back in.
But those old people, they got a fucking arsenal, bro.
They were prepared. He asked that old man, you got any weapons? I'll show you weapons.
Yeah, he's got a shit ton.
Yeah, and he was ready. He was most definitely ready. They had,
which makes no sense to me right here. Why the fuck does Eli still have a sawed-off shotgun, which is a close-range weapon? Get one of them goddamn assault rifles real quick.
Yeah.
He got what he trusts in.
Solara has one.
He's got what he's trusted in.
I wouldn't trust her with a gun. I'd be like, nah, motherfucker.
The way she holding that motherfucker, bro, you can tell she ain't got no gun in.
Yeah, she's struggling.
Carnegie says, if you send out Solara and the book, I won't hurt anybody. And Solara says, what are we going to do? And the old lady says, I know what I'm going to do.
She said, that's a goddamn buffet of people out there. Oh shit, C4.
And they set out a trap. They threw out what Carnegie and his men thought were a book, and it was actually some kind of case with a claymore in it. And I thought that if you crossed a claymore, pulled the string too far, it immediately blew up. But they opened the thing, and it just set off a little 5-second timer.
See, I thought it was C4.
Which gave them enough time to throw it under a car. It blew up, and they just started shooting, and then the fight began. Which is where they were killing a bunch of Carnegie's men.
They got motherfucking grenades and everything.
Then Eli had grenades he threw out there that were messing some of the guys up.
That dude had no clue what a grenade was right there. He didn't fucking see it or anything. I don't know. This dude's got a fucking RPG though. This is like a video game level.
That's when Martha got fucked up.
Yeah, Martha got fucking destroyed.
Yeah, they ended up shooting a rocket launcher into the house, which killed Martha, which aggravated was it George? Yeah, they aggravated George, and he takes his M16 and just starts blasting.
I'm confused about that.
How do you know their name? What'd you say their name?
That's Martha.
Oh god, Martha.
Martha. Hey.
Yeah, Batman vs Superman.
Why would you shoot an RPG into a house that you're trying to get a book out of?
Ah, exactly.
Like, what if you blow up the fucking book, stupid?
Well,
I'm surprised Carnegie hasn't stopped him and been like, hey, wait, motherfucker.
Bro, where the book is apparently is indestructible.
And not only did they use the RPG, they whip out this huge minigun, from the back of the truck, and they just start cranking in shots.
It's just the 1800s, bro.
And
why is the dude too who's like wants the girl? Like, hey man, don't shoot the fucking girl.
Well,
that's the reason I'm here.
This is what I was saying. It doesn't make sense for two reasons for him to do this. One, it wastes so much ammo on so few people, and two, Carnegie is going to kill his right hand man's deal. That's the whole reason he's helping Carnegie look for this book, is so he can get Solara.
Is that more of them just being fucking retarded?
I guess so. But he unloads until the minigun runs out of ammo, and then this is when they capture Eli and Solara, and they don't want to tell him where the book is. He ends up calling the threat. He puts a gun to Solara's head and says, if you don't tell me where this book is, I'm going to shoot her in the head. And I'm wondering, what would happen if he did shoot her in the head? Would his right-hand man, Ray Stevens, would he have shot Carnegie right then and there?
I think so.
And then this has been an end of the story?
I think he was dumb enough to, because he wouldn't have thought it through. He was just emotionally.
Well, he might have.
But who knows how that turns? I mean, maybe the guys are all with him and they're like, fuck this party.
He was upset whenever Carnegie took her from dude's hands. Because dude was holding her, and then Carnegie grabbed her, and then you seen him say, Carnegie. And so at that point, he was already upset. So it's like, if it would have happened, he probably would have raised the gun at Carnegie. Or wouldn't have followed them like that anymore.
Well, Eli ends up telling him, hey, the book's in the TV, is in the back of the TV. So Carnegie tells his men to go check the TV.
The what?
Yeah. He does say the what. He doesn't know what a TV is. He said, you gotta be kidding me. You go check the TV. So he tells Ray Stevens to go check the TV because he knows what it is.
Yeah, I told you, dude, those TVs are indestructible, bro. They actually used to be part of furniture, bro.
You can't shoot them, but you can kick the back off of them pretty easy.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, and he did not know what a TV was, so that tells you he was born before or after the war, for sure. I guess where TVs didn't work, because he was confused about that. He didn't know what.
I was like, bro, I'm surprised, dude. I looked at it again, and I was like, bro, I'm surprised this dude knows, hey, we should probably slow down on looking for stuff.
That was your fat dude who didn't know what a TV was, wasn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
That was your fat dude that the
tracker.
Indian tracker.
Yeah.
Who didn't know what the TV was.
There's the one at the end of the movie, too, that was just looking all weird with the shotgun.
Oh, about to blow his own brains out? Yeah. Oh, well. Ray Stevens goes in, he finds the book. At this point, once Carnegie has the book, he no longer needs Eli.
What a dumbass, though.
And he wants to show his men that Eli is just a man. He ends up shooting, and he ends up falling to the ground. Solara screaming, and it's just a terrible moment, man. This is like, we've lost hope. The bad guys won. This is over. He's got the book. Eli's down.
Does he not see the motherfucking lock on it?
No, he's more excited about having the book than
he's got his hand on it right
than
now.
more about anything
Isn't that
else.
crazy though? What a dumbass.
Finally got it. He's won.
See the lightning? That was the Lord when he got shot.
He tries to stand back up. He whips out his knife, man. If anybody gets near him, he's going to go ahead and cut him up. I'm wondering if Eli himself is questioning his faith at this point. Was this all I've done it for? Something's not right.
He has to die right here after getting shot in the stomach.
Yeah, and I believe that's why he fell back down and just he was kind of questioning himself laying there as Carnegie's talking to him. And he's got this look on his face like, dude, motherfucker just shot me.
What the fuck just happened? All right.
Yeah, I kind of get that Chris Tucker feel. Which one of y'all just keep me? But Carnegie wanted to prove that point that he was just a man and that he will die like any other man, like he said earlier.
He had to learn this lesson, though. He put too much faith in that, put too much attention into that book.
And then he asked Eli, while Eli's on the ground after getting shot, he asked him, pray for me. And he says, no, I'm serious. Pray for me. I don't know. I don't trust him. I don't know if he was sincere about that or not. I don't know. Because he is in a fucked up situation. He's going to try to go rule these people.
Yeah.
He is infected.
Yeah.
He possibly will die. Maybe he knows it. And he's just asking for prayers. Help me. I'm an evil man. I want to be righteous. Pray for me. Or he's being sarcastic and like, yeah, pray for me. See if it'll work for you. As they're leaving, Carnegie's hugging that book, man. He is.
Yeah, he is not letting that thing
Put that
go.
motherfucker down yet.
Yeah, that is his precious thing. And he asked Eli, where's your protection now? This is where it led you. Where's your protection now? After he got shot.
No, like whenever they was leaving and the dude was just so happy that he had Solara in the backseat. And Solara was just thinking, how the fuck am I going to get out of this situation?
He thought he was going to go back and start planning the wedding.
Yep.
And the relationship between them two was really it was not understood by either one. He thought that she had liked him at least a little bit and it could work out. This could be a thing.
He had a chance.
And she thought that I'm going to kill this mother first chance I get.
Yeah.
How was it so misunderstood there?
I don't know. He was so smitten by her that he just
dumb.
thought that, hey, I at least know I can get this girl right here. And she didn't give a fuck about him. But I know he took that damn machete, and I would take that damn machete any day.
Yeah, he's
That
checking
motherfucker
it
look nice,
out.
bro.
He's liking it. He's looking at it. Ray Stevens is just checking out this machete of Eli's that they took from him. He throws it into the front of the truck, whatever they're driving.
Why wouldn't you put that back
Suburban.
in the fucking sheath? Just to make sure, you hit a bump and that thing falls and just slices your ankle open.
Well, she takes a shoestring or something, and then she ends up getting it around the driver's neck, and this dude didn't know what to do, so he's getting pulled back, and I guess somehow he ends up just and jerking that thing to the right, and it flips over and over again. Did she have her seatbelt on?
No, she didn't.
Because her neck would have been broken.
Yeah, those Suburbans, they're horrible for safety.
This is one inconsistency I did find in the movie, that there are mountains right in the background after they crash. She ends up going back into the truck after they crash, and she finds a grenade.
And no mountains.
There's no mountains. There's no mountains over here. They disappear, and she just tries to blow them up. She does do a good little bowling thing and just...
How'd she know how to use a grenade?
No mountains.
How'd she know how to use a grenade?
I think she might have learned from Denzel throwing it out that window. She saw him do that.
Quick learner, huh?
She said she pulled the pin and she saw it go boom. So that's all she noticed.
Didn't he? Look, I told him to put it in that motherfucking sheath. What's sticking out of his chest?
Why would you take it out, though?
I don't
I
know.
thought
That
it
dude's a
said.
fucking psycho.
Yeah.
I think that's the same machete that Jason Voorhees used.
Oh, it is? Yeah, and Jason
from,
X.
from
Yep,
Jason
Jason
X. Yeah, it's the same one. It's a movie prop. Take some goggles off.
Yeah.
So Ray Stephen gets stabbed by that same machete you guys are talking about.
Unprotected machete.
In when the car flipped, I guess it somehow pierced him right through the chest, and he just, I don't know, it was something weird about this situation too. Maybe this was God as well. He stopped her from starting the car to get away, I guess, so he could get out and just die, because he knew he was, there's no coming back from that.
Yeah.
He's been pierced, and he gets out and just gets on his knees and then dies.
Croaks over.
And the fat guy you've been talking about says, hey, we don't have enough fuel to chase her and get back. We only have enough fuel to get back. And so he decides not to chase and to head back to the town because he has what he wants.
How'd she know how to drive?
Well, I mean, I guess it's pretty simple. You hit the gas to go, you steer with a wheel. But Solara, she does go back and doesn't find Eli where they left him. He's already moving west, even with the gun hole in him. But she does end up finding him, picking him up, and he ends up wrapping himself up in bandages and taking care of himself while they go to the west together.
Bandages, you mean duct tape?
Yep, that's exactly
Duct tape.
That's exactly what he did.
If she was smart right there, she would have grabbed a bunch of those guns, whatever was left.
Yeah, that would be smart.
Yeah, because you never know what they're going to run into on the way. There could be more bad people like Carnegie out there.
They got the old people with all those guns. Just take them all. Just take them all. Even the
And
ones
be prepared.
that
Yeah, but she ends up finding him. He's heading west. She bandages him. Well, he bandages himself up, and she's apologizing for everything that's happened. This is all my fault. If I didn't do this or this, and he say, no, this is a plan. This is what's supposed to happen. I gotta head west. And as they get closer, he can smell. And he smells the ocean. And he says, you smell that? what? The salt. We're close to the ocean. As Carnegie's on his way back to the town, he's feeling all over that book. Well, he can't wait to read it.
Notices he's missing something.
He's excited. Yeah, he doesn't have the key to get into it.
This is the first time whenever they go on, like trying to cross the bridge, that you actually see like foliage.
Yeah, and open water, all that.
Yeah.
But I think when she picked him up, I think that's when she saw and maybe understood why he was doing what he's doing. Or maybe she doesn't, and she just wants him to succeed because he wants it so bad. You know, he wants to do this. He wants to succeed. But she helps him all the rest of the way there.
Do you think there's more places like what you're seeing there, where it's just, you know, nukes were dropped or whatever happened, explosions happened, and there's a bunch of places similar to that, but there's a bunch of wreckage as well, where like it survived?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
I think
because it doesn't tell you where he started. I mean, he didn't have to start on the East Coast.
Yeah.
You know, he's just traveling west.
That's all it said.
It took him 44 days. Took somebody 44 days.
Well, they're a fast walker. He's not. He's watching his back. He's making sure, you know, he's not getting tracked or getting, you know, bandits. He's probably taking weird routes. He's got to get food. You can't just be walking out there and just be like, all right, I'm going to get a cat. You gotta know what the fuck's going on. There's not a whole lot of cats.
Carnegie gets back to his town and goes straight to the pawn shop, where he gets the pawn shop guy to try to figure out how to open this book, while Eli has made it to the West Coast. He's made it to the ocean, and they see what island is that? That used to be a prison, didn't it?
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz. Okay, yeah, he sees Alcatraz. I don't know if he sees it or what, but you know.
But he knows that's where he's got to go.
He knows that's where they got to go. So he starts rowing out there, man, and he doesn't have the strength to continue. Like, he's been shot. He's lost a lot of blood. He's whittling away, man, and Solara sees that he's exhausted, and so she decides, I'm going to get him where he needs to go.
Just a pure sign, though, that Miss Solara here grew up with money. She was one of Carnegie's, you know. She got what she wanted.
Euro, I'm not going to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I would love to fish here. Because wherever they are before they get to Alcatraz.
Wow.
Dude, nobody's fished there in 30 years. Motherfucker.
No one's fishing, period. There's
exactly.
no fish.
Three-eyed fish.
Yeah, and bringing back Megalodon.
You know there's going to be a shit ton of fish up in here if nobody fished there for 30 years.
I don't know about you. Have to go find you some fucking ocean equipment. Fuck that. Get your ass pulled in there.
Well, Solar ends up rowing for him, helping him out, and when they get to where they're going, this Alcatraz, I keep wanting to say Rikers. That's in New York, ain't it?
Yeah, it's in New York.
Alcatraz, they're met with guns, They're met with guns, and
they were meaty guns.
The guy's telling why he's there. He has a copy of King James, and
LeBron.
Everybody in there has nice clothes. They seem to be all washed.
Civilized.
It's a prison, but they made it into some kind of museum. And the guy asks what condition is the Bible in, and Eli says that it's pretty beat up, but it'll do. And he's mentioning himself in this situation. You know, he's pretty beat up, but it'll do. The pawn shop owner who was working on that Bible for old Carnegie, he finally gets it open. But Carnegie wants to be the first one to open it, so he snatches it from the pawn shop owner, and he opens the book to find that there are no words.
No words, just fucking Braille. And at this point, you're just like, because it kind of slowly shows, like, no words, Braille. And like, you hear him say, it can't be. But it's like, then you're questioning everything that we talked about. You're questioning, how is he like doing everything he's doing throughout the movie? Like, is this dude completely blind? Is he partially blind? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, for sure. Because you really don't know.
You really don't fucking know. And I've watched this movie so many times, and it's like,
I think it shows it at the end because his eyes look. One of them for sure looks.
One of
blind.
them looks crazy, but
has that gray tint to it.
But it's like, bro, there's so many times where
maybe he was born partially blind.
Possibly.
That's why he's so good at everything he does. He's had to live with it his entire life.
That's true.
Maybe that's why he had a Braille Bible.
Well, Eli tells the man, hey, write down everything I say exactly how I say it. He has read the Bible every day for the past 30 years. So I trust that this man knows every single word of this Bible.
If he wanted to, though, he could fuck some shit up.
He could change some stuff around.
Yeah, he could put his name up in there some way.
Yeah, but God told him to do this. So
do you think think God is speaking through him as he's saying it to the guy?
No, I don't think so. I think God spoke to him to do this mission, and I think he just carried it out the rest of the way. And I think God just protected him throughout the mission to make sure he gets to where he needs to go. Because God was for sure a character in this. But we go back to Carnegie. He's trying to figure out a solution for this Braille Bible. And so he attempts to get the blind woman to read the book for him. But she wouldn't do it. She sensed something was wrong with Carnegie, that he was sick or some kind of unwell. Yeah, and it was from that shotgun shot. He didn't get cleaned properly. He didn't get healed properly, and he got infected. And Carnegie's whole system is falling apart. Without
his whole operation.
Yes, he lost a lot of men trying to fight Eli, searching for Eli, trying to get this book. He lost a lot of authority, law, enforcement in the city, and people just started running amok. They started taking what they wanted to, so this city is falling.
Yeah, imagine you were there and you followed this dude looking for one book, and then he finally gets it, and that motherfucker can't read it. You're going, fuck this guy. You don't understand what Braille is or why he can't read it. You just know that this motherfucker's been telling you this for how long?
But that takes serious thought on when the girl says, how does it feel to have something so close but yet so far away?
Hell, they don't even have to know that. It was just that there wasn't enough authority. They saw that. There wasn't enough cops in this area to stop me from taking this food, this water, these gold bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's 3 cops out here and there's 30,000 people and there's only 3 cops guarding this little vault of money.
I'm getting some of that.
Yeah.
I'm getting some cheddar.
Somebody about to get this money.
I'm taking all the water. I'm taking all the alcohol, all that shit.
So it ended up falling apart, man. And Carnegie's men, they weren't even trying to stop it. One of them, the tracker you were talking about, had just lost all hope, and he had to end up just taking a shotgun, and it looked like he was about to blow his brains out.
He could be wanting to take the town back, but we don't know, because he just looks up.
Yeah, you think about it, it probably would have only took about 2 or 3 people getting killed before everybody's like, okay, we need to stop doing this. He's shooting motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We don't know how much ammo he got. So, but yeah, they just decided to give up, because again, it's the intelligence thing, man. They weren't smart enough to think about anything. Only Carnegie was, and he was dying, not without.
And I know for sure that fat dude wasn't smart enough to take the town under his wing.
Yeah, he sacrificed everything for a book, and now the town's running rampant. Everybody's going crazy.
So I wonder if it's like, if this is gonna kill him, or if it's just like he's gonna get a little bit of gangrene and they got to cut it off.
Gangrene, I mean, no, they don't have the medical stuff to amputate anything and keep you alive. He's gonna die. That infection's gonna kill him.
I just know at the end of this movie, he had so many papers that he wrote.
Oh, right here.
Oh yeah,
Jesus.
That made sense. Eli's dressed in all white. He's laying down telling the story of the Bible.
He's dressed like a prophet.
He didn't because when I first watched this movie the first way through, I thought that he had passed away from that gunshot wound, but I don't think that's the case, because
he completed his mission.
Yeah, he completed the mission, and all those pages, that would have took a long time to finish.
He completed the mission, and that was all he needed. He was ready to rest.
And that old man's wrist, I'm sure they only worked like 2-3 hours a day, maybe. And then started up another day, and they just kept going and going and going. So he probably lived a good while until it was,
That's why she was confident to go at the end of that.
Yeah, because he probably trained her or something.
Or just helped her, learn. And he died of old age.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know old age, but
he wasn't that old, man.
He probably died a little sooner than he was supposed to. But
you're reverting back now. You don't live as long when you got no medicines.
As Solara's kneeling down toward by Eli's grave, the old man who wrote the little Bible or helped translate it, he asks her, where are you going to go from here? You could stay here. And she says, I'm going home. So she's going back to get her mother and possibly bring her back to this place, because this is sanctuary. Why wouldn't you? All while she's touching on Eli's machete. So I imagine she is a more hardened warrior, and she's really going to go get her mother and bring her back.
Why is that old man who wrote the book down, why does he look like he's fake? Like he's got a mask on. Like it's a young, like when they dress people up like an old person? That's what he looks like to me. He don't look like a real old person.
Well, I got a question. Let me bring this to the since we have finished the movie, and he did complete the transcript of the Bible. He ends up placing that Bible right on the shelf next to this green book here.
With the Quran and a Buddhist book, and it's a bunch of other religions.
Yeah, the Holy Quran, the Torah. It's got a bunch of different ones.
Do you think each one of those religions had the same journey? Soldier?
That would be pretty interesting. Now, that would be pretty interesting.
What did you say about the Buddha?
The question I have, though, is was it truly a good thing that he kept that Bible and was able to reproduce it? Because wasn't the whole reason for the Great War in the first place religion?
Yeah.
And won't this lead to another war later on?
Well, if nobody knows about it, like what happened in the past, I don't think it matters. No
one ever. History was meant for you to learn from it, but we never do. They're gonna repeat that shit.
Yeah,
they'll do it again.
You gotta rebuild.
That's the end of our movie. And normally at the end of, once we get done talking through the whole movie, we want to bring some special facts about the movie to your attention that maybe you didn't know. And I'll go ahead and start, and we'll do like an exchange, a fact for fact type thing. And I'll go ahead and start and say that Denzel's son is the one who wanted him to take this role in the first place. It was Denzel's son that had mentioned to him that, hey, I want you to be in this movie. I want you to try out for it, because this is not a traditional Denzel role. You know, I'm used to like John Q and stuff like that.
You really never seen Denzel outside of Equalizer. I think this is why he did Equalizer.
Oh, this is way before.
No, I think this is why he did Equalizer, because people were like, I loved you in Book of Eli doing this type of stuff. Maybe. And so he was like, oh, okay, I'll do that.
His son talked him into Training Day first. That was the first movie his son talked him into doing. That's why he took advice from his son for this one.
Wow, another fact. What you got on this one, Grizzly?
I think I already told mine, because I thought we was going to slip it in. But mine was, whenever he was, because I told you he was a producer, is that he wanted to work on the villain first before he worked on his own character. Because his own character has depth, and you didn't even know his depth until pretty much the end of the movie. And in Carnegie, he's like, let me go ahead and work on how good of a villain Carnegie's gonna be, because it's gonna be like, at some point you'll see that it's a necessary evil, but then at other points you'll be like, oh, god damn, I hate this dude. And I think he was a really good villain.
One that Devin had mentioned earlier is for the movie, Denzel Washington studied martial arts under Bruce Lee's protege Don Inosanto. But I'll bring up another one then. When Eli first sits in the room in which Carnegie imprisons him, a poster of a movie called A Boy and His Dog is visible. That was in 1975. And A Boy and His Dog is recognized as one of the earliest post-apocalyptic movies and a source of inspiration for many dystopian and post-apocalyptic movies and video games afterwards.
The Boy and His Dog is to blame for Last of Us, or Days Gone. Not to blame, but like it's inspiration.
Okay, that damn movie.
God damn it. Fuck that now.
Did you know that the guy who wrote the script actually made video games before this? This was his first movie.
What games did he make?
I don't remember. They were shit.
Okay, that's more like Galactica or some shit.
No, it was like they sounded like
Darkman.
Computer games.
No, I love the fact that, because I did the special
Tetris.
Special effects or special features.
You did the special effects?
I did. Sorry,
God
guys.
damn it, dude, you didn't know that?
I looked at the special features, and they was doing different interviews, and they did an interview for the guy that created the magazine, the visual arts for it, and he was so surprised that everything in the magazine turned out exactly how he wanted to in the movie. So it's like the way they wrote it, if you go through the magazine, it looks exactly like it does here, like except for the bald head, because he has like bald head and he has the round glasses like Morpheus has in Matrix. Other than that, everything is pretty much the same. If you go through like page by page, it's crazy. And so I think that's why, another reason why they did so good in theaters.
Well, I got one for you that we are actually lucky that this didn't happen. Kristen Stewart turned down the role of Solara due to a scheduling conflict with the Twilight Saga, New Moon. Yeah, I couldn't imagine Kristen Stewart doing the Solara role.
You wouldn't have been able to see her white ass and all that sand. She would have blended in like a fucking chameleon. Edward.
Good. She probably ended up making a lot more money.
She definitely did, but she's a shit actress.
Y'all got any more? Because I got one more.
It's not a fact, but while I was looking up some shit, I did stumble upon the conspiracy theory blog, which I mentioned earlier, that people think that there was no religious war. That was the rapture. And that's who was left. And he got a redemption journey from God to return and restore the Bible. That was the rapture.
Oh, that's
why they burned all religious books.
Wow.
They didn't know which God did it, but they didn't give a fuck. They're going to burn them all.
Well, they left some hints to us as to Eli's condition, and I have them all listed here. And one was in the opening fight. He cuts the man's hand off only after being pushed, waiting until the touch to get a sense of where to direct his blow with his machete. In the same scene, he lures the rest of them into a dark tunnel before fighting them. I've said that before. 2, in the house at the beginning, Eli looks at the sun from a window, but the pupils of his eyes don't constrict from the light. That's what I said too. I noticed that one too. 3, he has an extraordinary hearing and sense of smell. In several scenes, sounds of babies, shooting guns, movement, and sometimes almost insignificant sounds are emphasized. 4, at one point after staying the night at the cooling tower ruins, Solara asks Eli how does he know which way to go, to which he replies, "We walk by faith, not by sight." 5, he doesn't put on his sunglasses right away when walking outside, like everyone else does. He even appears to be staring directly at the sun. 6, he searches the shelves of the first house he checks in the beginning of the movie before he finds the dead body by running his hands over them. When he finds the dead body hanging, it is very clear that his shock is caused by the doors falling off the hinges, not the sight of the dead body. He even feels the body before being sure of what it is he's dealing with, since he can't see anything.
But he could have smelled it because
just before finding the doors hiding the dead body, he runs into an end table, his thigh, as if he didn't see it. We saw that. 7, as he walks along the highway with Solara, he silences her so that he can hear the bird flying above them. At George and Martha's house, he kicks forward by the first step of the stairs to the porch with his boot so he knows where it is. 8, he never fires his weapon first, needing to hear the sound of shooting at him to identify the location of his target. Hence the reason he simply walks away after the last man puts his pistol down after the shootout. His use of a shotgun as a primary weapon means that his accuracy is not as critical, allowing him to aim via sound rather than sight. 9, when Eli and Solara approach the cannibals, George and Martha's house, as they approach the steps, you can hear a brief clicking sound. Eli is using echolocation to see what is ahead of him. George asks Eli about the no trespassing sign. "Can't you read the sign?" And Eli responds, "Didn't see it." When paying for his trickle charge, he opens a Zippo lighter and passes his hand over the flame to ensure it indeed was lit and so that the guy could see the flame. And I mentioned that earlier too. My final thoughts on this movie: thought it was a good apocalypse movie and really off from what we're used to seeing from Denzel. I felt that he did a great job, and so did the directors, at setting the tone and atmosphere of this world. I really felt that people were desperate, and I really felt that these people needed to hang on to every little bit that they had. I enjoyed the villain and really wanted the hero to succeed. I liked the twist that he was fully or partially blind at the end, and that God was leading him. If I were blind from the Great War, I would tell those that could see to watch this movie. Zay, if you were thirsty and haven't showered in years due to no water, and everyone wants to steal your Bible, but you had a cool pair of shades, would you recommend this movie?
What the fuck? Yeah, I would. I actually love this movie. Is it like before Equalizer came out? This is my favorite movie. If I was in this situation and I had a cool pair of shades, yeah, this would be probably one of my top 10 movies.
Of all time?
Of all time.
Wow.
Yeah. I bought it. I bought the special edition that's got the crazy metal case to it, that's got graphics all over it. If you can, since you run a comic book shop, I would like the comic of this. The little visual thing that they have there.
Is there a pop?
I would like the pop if they have it.
Gotta make one. 3D print it.
Yes, I would get it. But I love this movie. I give it a thumbs up. Also, I give it 2 thumbs up.
Oh wow.
Yes,
that's a lot.
Yes.
All right, Polar. If your daughter was working for a drought-stricken bar and you were the boss's right-hand man, and he told you to pick a movie for him and the boys, would you want people to see Book of Eli.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the first movie that I can think of, period, that was like a dystopian type wasteland that didn't involve zombies or something along those lines. It was strange to see, but it was very good. It came out in a good year. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. 2 thumbs up too. I like it.
All right, that seems to be a all approval from all the bears over here at We Real Reels. If you have any suggestions for us for our next movie, just drop us a line at werealreels@gmails.com. Again, if you have any animes, any guns, or any topics you want Polar to express, werealreels@gmails.com. And you want to go ahead and tell them what we're going to do next, Grizzly?
We're gonna wait for a email from the first person that we get an email from. Okay? And then we're gonna go ahead and review that movie, no matter what it is, unless it's porn or something.
We'll still watch it.
Yeah, we'll still watch it. I mean, come on, guys. We're guys. But if you have any suggestions, the first person that emails, we will watch it, we will review it, and we will shout you out. werealreels@gmail.com.
But what happens if we don't get an email?
Then we're probably going to watch the movies that we hate.
No, what?
I will say that. I don't want to keep doing movies that we love.
I'm gonna take this away from you, Grizzly. I should have went with Polar. Polar, tell him next movie we're gonna do.
It's Blade. It won the Super Smash Brothers fucking tournament like 3 days ago, Zay. God dang. Son of a bitch.
Damn. It did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't think I told him.
See?
I sent it to the group.
Yeah, it was in the group.
I did send it to the
I don't
group.
remember that, bro.
This
I don't
motherfucker.
I don't be paying attention to y'all, bro. Fuck y'all.
Clearly, you fucking 2 hours late. You ain't paying attention to movies that win. Shit.
All right, guys. So the next movie we will be reviewing is Blade with Wesley Snipes. If you like this, please like and subscribe. We are out of here. Is that it for you, Grizzly?
Grr.
Is that it for you, Paula?
Yeah, I'm out.
Bye.